Marketing online, that's my website. Well, that email, marketingonline.com, it's not coming from the Marketing Online server. It's coming from a shared IP from Infusionsoft, and I am getting hurt by other people's behavior. So we are in the middle of a crisis. It's called an urgent problem, and that is about email deliverability. And I want to not look at how to increase email deliverability. Why? Because that's like being with Leo DiCaprio on the stern of the Titanic going down into the icy waters near the North Pole after hitting an iceberg. That's where we're in right now. We are going down. Half the ship is already down. Now, if this sounds alarming, I'm doing it deliberately because it's true. If I have 5 to 15% of the people reading my emails and they just opted in, it's not because of my messaging. It's because of outside sources. So rather than increase your email deliverability, which is changing seats on the Titanic, or just getting higher up so that you go into the icy waters last and die later, what I'd like you to do is get up on the stern, on the very back of the boat as it's going down. You know, you saw the movie Titanic. If you didn't, then go watch it, and just watch the final 15 minutes. And I want you to stay up there as long as possible so that you can make a shift with your online communication. Now, one shift is the one we're talking about today. The unique solution is getting out of the realm of just thinking email and getting into the realm of thinking communication. So in the future, I think I'm the one who coined Chief Engagement Officer, right? Instead of CEO, it's CEO, but engagement instead of executive, right? I think we created engagement managers 3 years ago by engaging people on Hangouts and trialoguing with them, if you know what that is. It's putting dialogue at a whole new level. I believe there's going to be a chief communications officer whose job will be doing email, doing mobile text, doing the app, doing direct response postcards, and figuring out a way to actually connect your message to the market. That is the problem we're in right now. You bust your rear end or your butt with 2 T's just to get someone to opt in, and then once they've opted in, over time, even if they've whitelisted you, they don't read your messages because they can't. It's not getting delivered to them. And even when they do, because it's email, they're reading it on their phone and it's not configured properly and they just lose interest. The opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. So if your clients don't love you, they're indifferent to you, and that is a tragedy. I believe indifference is life's greatest tragedy. So the unique solution here is mobile text communications. Your job is to start building and growing your mobile text database. Now mine is over 1,500 strong, or thereabouts. My goal is to be 5,000 strong by the end of 2014. If you're watching this in 2015, I hope to have a list of 10,000. Now, this is a presumption. I have a bias. I've been looking at mobile texting for about 3 years. I've been looking in ways and working with Infusionsoft. I'm one of the early adopters of Infusionsoft going back to 2003. My Infusionsoft address is alex.infusionsoft.com. I brought Jack Canfield. I have brought Peak Potentials. I brought a lot of people to Infusionsoft as non-affiliate, and there's nothing wrong with Infusionsoft. So I looked at their mobile text solutions, and they weren't adequate enough. So instead, I found something through my partner, my friend, as long as I'm breathing, Mohammed Siddique, and his solution, because he is the best vetting person I know, met with someone else and has been using a solution. The other gentleman's name is Peter. He'll introduce his full name to you in a moment. I'll bring him up. He's on this Hangout right now, and he runs ITR, Interactive Text Response. And the unique solution is not only mobile texting, but we're recommending text interactive or interactive text response. Just flip this. I call it TI, text interactive, but ITR is the formal name. Now, let me show you a screenshot of the home page so you see what it looks like. I'm going to share it right now. This is what it looks like. Interactive text response. That's the logo you want to look for. You can read all the different ways you can utilize it, creating surveys, having QR codes, running multiple campaigns, working worldwide. I'm proud to say that I have market tested that again and again and again and again. And this is this is a brochure for you, okay, for you to review. The point today is we're going to go deep into the bowels of this software so that you know how to utilize it. You're going to get done with this knowing exactly what every button is, how it works, and why there is, here we go, unquestionable proof that for a penny per text, this is simply the best solution available out there for me. Now, I have people who don't agree with me. So that's up to you, but you've already paid for it, so I want you to align with me and start building your text database, and we're going to show you how. It's unquestionable proof. We're going to show you, and we're going to show you web pages that you can go back to again and again. It's a very user-friendly proposition. Very user-friendly, meaning it's very, very simple to do. Now, what's the urgent problem? Well, it is email deliverability, but it's just online communication. That's the urgent problem. Here's number two. What's the unique solution? That's the second US. Well, the unique solution or unique promise is text, mobile text communications. If you're going to build a database, don't build an email database only. Make it in concert with your app database and with the app download, so you actually have real estate on your phone. I mean, I'm going to show you the real estate on my phone. This is what I want. Do you see the MOL app? Do you see how it stands out against the other apps? They all look alike. MOL doesn't. It looks different. I love clicking on that because I get the most recent hangout that comes up. Isn't that what you want? That's just mine. You're going to get your own. So that's one option, but even a more powerful option. And at my boot camps, I haven't seen them jumping for joy like this is it. The text, the interactive text response, that is the option that we're talking about today. We're going to get into the user interface so that you know how to use it, and the unquestionable proof. I'm going to show you proof after proof after proof. So the urgent problem, you know, the unique solution or promise, you know, the unquestionable proof, that's the third part of the formula, and you got to have a user-friendly proposition. That's a 4-part formula that I use in writing sales letters, and that's something I want you to use. Here is user-friendly proof that it works. 5 useful strategies for mobile texting. And these are the 5 ones that I use to help build my database. Write them down. Number 1, strategy sessions. If I have someone on mobile text, and I get in my mobile text database, then that is a very, very good strategy session prospect. A public speech. When I'm giving a public speech, rather than having a call to action to go to the back table, before I do that, I give them a free bonus, and I show them a text number with a word, and they text it right there. People have been asked to turn off their mobile phones. I give them permission to turn them on, and now I'm giving them permission to bend or change the rules. I ask the promoter if I can do it. I scoop up usually 80% of the room, and I build my database. Now, we had a few speakers at the membership site intensive, and those speakers, all of them, all 3 of them, didn't get to sell anything. That was part of the rules. But I handed them over 40 leads from the mobile texting that was inside the room. Inside. Outside, they got even more. So what does that mean? That means if you have a room of 108, almost 50% are saying, yes, I'm interested in what you have. You don't get that with email. And how often does someone open a text? First of all, immediately, and usually over 95% of the people. So a public speech is very powerful. An inner circle, if you have an inner circle, I communicate with my inner circles, with my masterminds via text, mobile text. I don't waste their time with email. They're reading their email on their mobile device anyway, so why go through an ISP, Internet Service Provider? I go directly via mobile. And then measuring engagement. In this book, which is a magazine, but you see this little QR code here? This little QR code here. If you take a QR code reader, the text interactive response, the interactive text response, they actually give you the QR code so you can use this and you can build your database that way. Or you see it says scan this or text BMM2, and then it gives a number. I don't know if you can see it. I'll read it. 415-233-7726. Claim your free gift. I'm actually measuring on this magazine. This is a digital magazine. Okay, I'm actually measuring if people are doing that. And every article, we're measuring engagement. Do you see the same thing? It says scan this or text the word Jim, because it's Jim Francis, and we'll find out which of our writers are getting the most traction. Now, one of my guests, Siddique, is going to tell you why he's done this. And then finally, for opt-ins and opt-outs. Now, I haven't seen a lot done with opt-outs, but with opt-in pages, we have worked a lot with this, and we're growing it. So you are really at the very edge of a new world. And I'm very, very excited to invite Siddique. And Siddique, you're up first. Let's talk about the history. You gave a great presentation at the Membership Site Intensive. Before we start in on the PowerPoint and we bring in other people to talk about it, such as Peter, who's in the background there, talk about your history with Peter and what interactive text responses meant to you.
Thank you, Alex, for having me. I'm so excited to be with you and with your audience. And I am a joint venture expert, have been doing for 20 years, and my clients are very high profile, like yourself and many others who have a premium client that charge them 10K, 25K, and 50K. And I go to large events, many of them very key, and I meet people in person, and they give you their business card to you. And most of the time, their business card has their phone number, which is on their main desk, front desk phone number, and somebody, the gatekeeper, actually get those calls and screen all those calls before I can get to that person. That was the biggest problem for many, many years. And I was always finding how I ask that cell phone number from that person, because you don't know that person that much enough in very little time on the event. And now this ITR solved that problem for me forever. This is 3 years in the making. And again, it has my input. I'm a customer of ITR, you can tell, and I'm an advocate of ITR. That's why I'm on this presentation.
Why don't you introduce Peter, because you introduced me to him, and he's here as the chief technology officer of ITR, and the story that goes back, so people know the lineage and the evolution of how this evolved.
Wonderful. And happened to be 3 years ago, and he came from Warrior Forum, that's like on a Skype chat, and he was making his own tool, and I said, you know what, let's connect. I like that one. That was my biggest problem in my business. Now the Peter came and we start talking. Since then, he made it like it should be. That's why there's no other tool can actually meet or exceed this expectation what the ITR is delivering to you. And Peter has a unique story why he even came up with this tool, Peter. And now he is a ex-cop from Australia, by the way. So this cop mean you kind of follow the rules.
Okay. So Peter, I'm going to have you unmute yourself. You're on the big screen now. You are in Canada. There are many mobile text solutions. We have students who are just going based on my recommendation alone that ITR is the path. Tell me the evolution. How did it begin, and why ITR versus other tools? Because we have to differentiate if people are going to stick with this and build their databases. You're on the big screen.
Thank you, Alex. It came to me in my own business to start with. First, I had a small pizza franchise and was finding it difficult to communicate directly to my customers. So I noticed everyone was carrying their mobile phones around and everyone answers their text messages. So I started sending out text messages, promotion, like collecting people's mobile phone numbers when they ordered, and then later I'd start sending them SMS texts about special offers that I had, and realized that people were responding to them and coming into my shop and helping me create more money and profit in my business. So I thought, if it works for me, it's going to work for others. And I've been internet marketing since '97 and can see the problem with email deliverability, that it's just falling and falling and falling. But the obvious solution to me was that why not deliver your message to their person's pocket? And the way people interact with their phones, they're on them all the time, tweeting and texting and doing all the rest of it. So it just seemed a solid solution to be able to have people get their messages to their audience. But I didn't want to do it in like a spam-like fashion where people just scanned a code and then got one message and that was the end of it. Because I think it was important to be able to engage the customer in a two-way conversation. So I created a small tool using the cheapest parts I could possibly find and cobbled it all together and bootstrapped it. And I was fortunate enough to meet Siddique, and together he and I pumped out what ITR is today, so that it's designed for marketers to use. and because it's interactive, we're global, and it's sent a message, it's simply a better solution than the competition, which 99% of them only send a message one way. So they'll scan a code and you get a message saying, here's your coupon, and that's the end of the interaction. There's no segmentation, there's no love for the customer. So that's what we wanted to create with ITR. Thanks.
Okay, Siddique, I'm going to go straight to the PowerPoint that I have, and I will be doing the screen share. And so as we go there, you and Peter can chime in. This is called DFY session. That stands for Done For You. What to expect. Okay, so let's talk about, I said one urgent problem. What are the 3 urgent problems in your mind, Siddique? Go for it.
The one, let's do a quick recap. The one first problem you mentioned about the email deliverability, and I will add on to this one email open rates. And then the opt-in form blindness, that's the second one. We see those landing pages, squeeze pages, and opt-in forms, and we are blinded to those pages because we know the moment I enter my name and email, someone is going to sell me something right away. And we are programmed that way now, from now on, already for so many years. That's why we use our secondary emails or fictitious emails, because I want to see what that is. However, I don't want to give my primary email. They will bombard me forever. And the third thing is, you may not be even aware of that. That's a business card. The way you do your business card, I can tell you it's absolutely wrong. Listen to this until you know the solution. And there's only one person I know who has a solution, and you already know the person. I am not going to mention the name at this moment.
Well, here's a business card. So they can either go to www.hangoutsrock.com or text GIFT to 415-233-7726. So this is what you get from my business card, and I think there are 2 people. You're the second one, Siddique. I don't know if you're referring to me or not. Anyway, let's keep going. What is ITR, and what can it do for your business?
So the ITR is interactive text response. You can have a more like an interactive, like a back and forth communication, engage them, and what it can do for your business is you can have an engaged set of, you have an engaged list, and you have engaged prospects, and you have engaged clients, and you have customers, and then you become a client. So that's, you want to start the engagement right from the day one.
And we'll teach everyone how to set up a campaign. I have many campaigns in my members area. You're going to look at mine, but yours is blank right now. We're going to show you how to set up campaigns and make it very quickly. Is that correct, Siddique?
Absolutely, that's correct.
All right, let's talk about QR codes. Some people don't even know what that is. Will you please describe it, and I'll go to Peter to give his insight as well. Siddique?
Okay, as you've seen it from Alex already, see the QR code here, it looks like we can't even read, it's kind of blank, black, something.
Let me go to you. Okay, go for it.
Okay, you see on this Billionaire Mentor magazine, I'm going to show directly to the QR code. See, this is like a black area where we don't even know what's written. People are curious to know, they can scan it. If you go on a Home Depot or Amazon or like all the Walmart, if you want to check what the price and there's some bonuses, something about the product, with your smartphone, what you do is you have a QR code reader as a free app on your phone, and then you can actually scan it quickly, check the pricing and everything else right while you're walking by the aisle. That means we can use, your customers and prospects are already trained how to scan all those things mostly. If not, then we are asking them to actually how to, just like a text it to a manual way. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I could scan the QR code that you just put up with my device on the screen. That's how powerful it is.
Yep.
You can do it with a billboard on a freeway. As long as you stay still for a little bit, you can scan it, and it brings up a web page. Correct?
That it could be a web page, it could be a text message, whatever the call to action is behind the scene. It can be anything. In our case, it's actually pre-filling the phone number so they don't have to type in. And the pre-filling the code for that kind of campaign or keyword, you don't have to type in, so there's 0 mistakes almost,
Okay.
And we are going to show you how to actually put it on your web page, so your new landing page look like different. It is not asking for name and email. It's asking for one thing called, what's your cell phone number?
Mobile tokes, exactly.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And overseas they don't call it cell phone, so we call it mobile now, and that's what we're going to use is mobile texting. Now, this is the key. It's how to create interactive campaigns. This is what makes ITR different than others. First of all, it's less expensive. Secondly, It's interactive. What does that really mean, Siddique, in this context?
Interactive means I'm asking if someone is texting to me and I ask them what business you are in. Are you a realtor? Are you an internet marketer? Are you a business owner? Guess what? I say I'm a realtor. I'm in a real estate. Or maybe I'm a real estate investor. They say I'm a real estate investor. Now I can talk to you specifically about your business instead of asking a dumb question about internet marketing because they have nothing to do with that one. As a business owner, we speak with the person from whatever the niche target or industry they are belong to, so that they feel you are really talking to them. And this all can be automated, humanized automation, just like the way you speak to them in person.
Okay.
You are really, whatever you are doing is, the way you talk, you can put it, design it in a way we are going to show you all, so you don't have to worry about. And now you have automated yourself using interactive text response. You do it once, it does it 24/7 for you worldwide.
Okay, so 24/7. So let's say you have an accent like Siddique does, and let's say you're from another country. I was just in Poland. The universal language is in text. So if someone understands English and it's coming in text, they can read it in case you had something lost in the message. So 24/7 means 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's working hard on your behalf. And there's an autoresponder with ITR that makes it very unique, and then you integrate it into this business. So speak to that for a minute, Siddique, before I go to Peter.
Yeah, so when you actually get their cell phone number, you ask them, what's your name, please? It's a very basic question. You want to know who you're talking to. They say, okay, my name is Alex Mendozian. Alex, what's your primary email, please? Alex is Alex at whatever, his website. And then I say, okay, whatever you're promising them in a campaign, now, I know you say, oh, email is dead. No, it's not dead. If you use the right way, it's not dead. And we are going to show you what you take is you take your opt-in form code, put in the ITR, it takes your name and email and the phone number and send it to your Infusionsoft, send it to your Aweber, send it to your iContact, or you name it, any autoresponder. So you're really using ITR in combination with the Infusionsoft or any other autoresponders or a CRM, you name it. And now you can actually quadruple and multiply your effect of your engagement.
And that's called the integration. And something that's integrated means it has integrity. Is that accurate?
That's correct. Yeah.
All right, Peter. I'm going to go to you just for a moment as we set the environment so we can actually go into ITR and show this. The user interface is very, very user friendly, and I'm a tech dummy. Okay, so. How did you come up with the user interface? Bill Gates spent over $1 billion on Outlook, it is said, over the years. How did you come up with it? Did it just come from your mind, or did you model others that were out there?
Well, what I wanted to do was make it as simple for the end user as possible. So I put my mindset in their mindset and worked out, okay, let's make it as easy as possible, because if it's complicated, people will leave the program and or fill up my support desk. So we streamlined and tested many different interfaces and came up with this one. And so far, we're getting good client feedback on that.
It's very friendly, as you will see if you haven't, if you didn't dive in yet. Why are you here? I'm going to take this. Now you see this little, this is a Jack Russell dog in the background with question marks. That is not easy to do. And I really got on Siddique's case. I said, I don't have enough pictures here. I don't have any eye candy. Don't just give me words. So thank you, Siddique, or Peter, whoever made this, probably Peter. Thank you for the lost sleep in putting this together. You are a forward-thinking marketer, and you're a business owner. Well, I don't know if you're forward-thinking, because behavior doesn't lie. You may be thinking forward, but are you going to do forward things? Are you a human doing? I mean, you may be being in the future, but will you actually do it? That remains to be seen today. You want your message exposed. I'm assuming that's accurate. If you don't, then you're in the wrong place. And we want to get more messages. You recognize that email open rates are falling every day. Now, I know Peter did this because in the U.S. we spell it with a Z, and Australians and people from the United Kingdom spell it with an S. So there you go. There's my clue. So, Peter, thank you for putting together the PowerPoint. Now, email open rates are not only falling, the actual deliverability is falling. If you have a dedicated IP, if you have an IP that's dedicated, you're not going to do much better. Whether you get Response 360 out of Poland or you get your own IP for email deliverability, the core problem still remains. if you have a shared IP environment with Infusionsoft, you're always going to have a problem because Comcast is going to have a problem and other ISPs are going to have problems. So it doesn't matter if your domain is dedicated to email or not. You're going to have a problem. I can teach you ninja tactics. There's going to be a problem. Email is the Titanic, and you are hopefully climbing on the bow, or hopefully the stern in the very back, and going down slowly. You need another solution besides email, and this is what this is. So email open rates are not only falling, but deliverability. The email that actually gets through and not into the spam filter. On Google right now, if you have a Gmail account and you read your Gmail, and if I send you an email and you actually send a return, a response, I have just elevated myself to be more deliverable on Google. I actually am now creating ethical bribes for people to hit respond or return the email, because now Google knows I'm no longer a robot. So no reply is actually going to hurt you from the from line, which everyone and their brother and mother and sister have. You want them to respond to you because Google is putting you in the spam folder automatically. Dr. Alan Weinstein has said that for weeks and weeks. And you understand the power of message of deliverability. This is the key word here, engagement. Why do couples get divorced? Because they are not what they used to be when they were engaged. They are not as engaged. They don't like, they're not as patient with each other. They don't pay as much attention to each other's needs. It's the engagement that is the thing. Some couples, they're married for 50 years, like my grandparents, and it's like they were engaged. Engagement is the key. And engagement begins with opening the damn email. And opening the email begins with deliverability. So let's start with housekeeping. Get a paper and pencil or a pen. Keep your mobile phone handy. This is the time where we're going to give you permission to use your mobile phone, because we want you to see the way this works. We want you to participate, ask us questions. The only dumb question is the one that's not asked, so make sure that you ask as I open it up in the next 5 minutes. And keep logins handy so we can assist you. We have very few people compared to the hundreds I have usually watching. The urgent problems we talked about is the opt-in form blindness. This is a typical opt-in form. Get access now has been a button that's been used for the past 5 years. This is not dead, but it's dying. The urgent problems are email open rates, which we discussed earlier. The email open rate is just opening the email. I say deliverability, even getting the email. The unsubscribe problem, I will tell you, and I've told this to Infusionsoft. I know Clayton Mask, who started the company. He was in a coaching group together with me, a strategic coach. If you have Infusionsoft, it almost welcomes to call the email a spam if you see the opt-out process. You know, is this email spam? Well, let's say the person doesn't like you. They'll just say yes, just to be a kind of a bad person, right? Well, they don't realize how bad that's not only hurting you, but everyone else who is sharing the IP that email is going through. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, raise the question and I'll clarify it for you. This is
Alex, can I add a little thing here on this one?
Of course you can. Talk slowly, though. Go ahead.
Yes, okay. Let's go back to the previous screen.
All right. I'll go back to the PowerPoint, you mean?
Yeah, previous one. Yeah.
Go ahead.
What Alex is showing you right now is, you see that unsubscribe link is coming right on the email. That just Gmail started this one like a few weeks ago. It's on Mashable. There's a link, you can check it yourself, the jt7.me/this one. And now any marketing email which is showing being delivered to Gmail emails, and there are over 500 million of them at the time of we are recording this, and which is growing. Google is growing, Big Daddy is growing bigger and bigger. Now they are putting unsubscribe button right on the from email. Imagine that. Now, how easy it will be for somebody to just unsubscribe from you. They don't have to go to your web page at all. Google will take care of everything right from that from one. Imagine that's going to, how much is going to hurt your business. I cannot tell. I don't know how big is your list, but this is a bigger problem, really, which is coming right now.
The goal of our business is to engage. For me, anyway, nothing happens until someone gets engaged. Just like Albert Einstein said, nothing happens until something moves. Well, engagement is movement. I'm engaged. If you're engaged with me, then I'm engaged with you. And it doesn't mean that it has to be two-way. I could bore you right now. But my goal is to look in the camera and tell you this is not only important, I am going to protect your business as I'm protecting mine, and I'm saying it just as much for me as it is for you, because I look at email as the default. It is not a default anymore. We've had a great run for about 15 years, some of you less than 10 years. That run is almost over. Within the next 3 to 5 years, I don't even think Facebook will be what Facebook is today. So email, I think, will go first, and Facebook may turn into what MySpace is today. Okay, these are just predictions. I want you to predict so that your business doesn't go down with the Titanic and you're changing seats. So what that means is the Google Calendar makes email irrelevant. When someone RSVPs to your Hangout, they're actually showing up on your Google Calendar when you're RSVPing. And if you have a weekly Hangout, it shows up automatically. I mean, that is like going to heaven without the inconvenience of dying. So I want you to be aware, we are looking at alternatives to email, not to get rid of email altogether. All right, let's talk about business cards. This is Siddique's business card. Siddique, what the heck is that QR code, and why does it have no address and nothing? This is the most ridiculous business card I've seen. Please don't make me look bad. Tell me why the hell you've created this thing in the first place. Will you tell me?
Okay, I go to many events, and sometimes they think there will be 500 people, and I see there's only 50 people, and sometimes they say 200 people. I end up in seeing the 1,000 people in that one. And every time, one of the things to do is get my business card because I'm going to the event. That's a bigger problem. It's big fat packets on the side, and I'm kind of trying to take business cards from other people. I said, what, that's not working. That was a big problem for me. And what I did is I created, if you put me on a blue screen, I'm going to show you my business card.
All right, hang on. Let me translate what you just said. So instead of getting business cards from people, he's no longer supporting cutting trees down. Okay, he's supporting something else. So Siddique, let's show it.
Okay.
You're on the big screen.
This is my business card. It's exactly like what you are seeing on the screen. And I put as a name tag on me like this here.
Wait a minute. So you're not giving anything away?
No, not even one. I don't have a business card. That's my business card. This name tag is cost $6 from a company one time. I have 2 of them, like a buy one and get second half. One time. Now you go to as many events you want. No business card fee. That's a priceless. And number 2 is save trees. And number 3 is you are asking them to engage with you the moment you start.
So what happens? They scan that, or they text the word profit to that number?
Whatever the preference is. I say they are in a quick and hurry, just scan it, they go, or they text profit to this number, and then I still get the name, phone number, email, and then ITR goes into action right away after that.
Okay, so it just so happens that when Siddique and I first met, he had been watching me for a while because he silently vets people. Now I don't know if he's sorry or happy that he met me. I have no idea. But what I do know is this is the way I met him. I scanned his business card. I texted the word profit to his phone number, which is a 404 number, which happens to be in Atlanta. That's the other piece, is the phone numbers. You want it as local as you can, and we do the best we can to make that possible. Peter, get ready for that question coming up, the actual phone numbers and how you parse them out. But I will tell you, the way I met Siddique was not taking a business card, but actually speaking to him while he went and sat down at a Ted McGrath event in San Diego, California. I was just there in the audience. And it was my comeback. This is after 3.5 years being away with T. Harv Eker and traveling the world. This was my comeback event where I actually showed my face and people actually recognized me. And I scanned with the QR code and I texted. I did both. And I got this interactive dialogue with Siddique. And I'm going to admit to you now publicly, I thought it was Siddique texting me back. I was looking at Siddique and he wasn't texting. So I thought he was doing it in his chair, and I'm looking at him. I said, why is he not texting? That's how much of a tech dummy I am. I didn't realize that something even existed like that. So Peter, if you're on, go ahead and put yourself on camera and tell us about how do we assign phone numbers, and how is it that that interactive part happens and looks transparent. You're on the big screen.
Thank you, Alex. The phone numbers we chose were the long phone numbers, the 10-digit numbers, for many reasons. One main reason is that it adds personality to their interaction. As you mentioned, Siddique has a 404 number because he resides in Atlanta. So for the more local clients, it seems to resonate a lot better. We also supply numbers from around the world, and Sven, who's on this Hangout, would attest to that. He's got his own German 10-digit long number, so he can use that locally in his business. And we find the short codes are limited, in the short codes being the 5-digit number, is that you can't have unlimited keywords. You can only just have one keyword that some company will assign to you for using of that QR code.
Let me translate. Short code. That's what Peter's saying, and that is the vernacular of the industry. All you need to do is look at American Idol, and they'll have a short code on there, and you can text. Or you look at anything on television where they're asking for a response, they usually have a short code or a text. We're not talking about that. We are talking about a phone number that looks like a phone number. In the U.S., it's our area code and 7 more digits, so it's 10 digits total. I have a 415 number because I'm in the 415, the Bay Area, and I asked for it. So, Peter, going back to you, whether it's Sven in Stuttgart, Germany, or someone else in another part of the North America, there is a choice in the numbers you can assign. How do you go about that and make it scalable so that when people are asking for something, they actually get it? What's that process?
It's simple as making a request. So when we do take an order for interactive text response, we ask the customer what area code they would prefer, and then I simply make that request and get that from the providers to make that happen.
Okay, very good. Let's go back to the PowerPoint, which is the correct PowerPoint, I may add. And this is Mohammed Siddique's business card, but you know it's not a card. It's a magnet attached to a badge next to his heart. Now, the key features of ITR. Number one, it is interactive. This is unique. I don't even know if you all know what you got here. Or Nikki is on this hangout. If y'all know what you got here, because she's from Texas, right? She's watching from Austin, I hope. It has global reach. Now, I think have been integrally involved in this because I have been in Vishen Lakhani's dinner table, and I asked him in Malaysia, he was in Kuala Lumpur, I said, will you please text this? And it wasn't working properly. So I call up Siddique and spend at least $3 or $4 on a 30-second phone call. I say, okay, what the hell's going on? I'm here with Vishen, who's one of my best students. He started Mind Valley, and you know, he's a big shot all over the world for what he's created, and it's not working overseas. Well, it is now working overseas. Tell us about the global reach, and it delivers worldwide for a penny. How is this even possible, Siddique? You're on the big screen. Go for it.
You know, this was really like my imagination, because on the US is like a typical, there's so many other little solutions which cost really a penny. And why I was looking for, because I have a global reach, I have a clients in 40 countries, and like you do have all over the world. And we want a simple to understand pricing. It's not, oh, for UK is the 30 cents, and for Australia is the 42 cents, for Germany is like a 62 cents. You know, all the big other companies does. And finally, we keep negotiating and actually found a solution where it can actually work for it. For 1 penny, US penny, 1 penny worldwide for any number, which is if you are the US from a UK, from Canada.
Okay, here it is, 1 penny, okay? SMS rate, every message, incoming, outgoing, same cost, 1 penny.
Yeah.
QR codes, you know what that is? Unlimited keywords, meaning make up a keyword. We'll show you how it's done. This first section of the Done For You is to give you the 30,000-foot view. When we actually go into the runway level, in the weeds, you're going to see that you can make up keywords instantly, and you can copy campaigns so you don't have to start from scratch. It's integrated with any autoresponder. So, but Alex, does it work with Aweber? Yes. But does it work with iContact? Yes. But does it work with Infusionsoft? Yes. Any autoresponder it can work with. You get your own 10-digit number from the USA or Canada. There is premium support. Premium means very high-level support. Of course, you're getting it because you're on this Done For You workshop. It's very easy to use. It delivers worldwide. You can run surveys as a series of questions. We'll get into the elegance of that later on in this boot camp. And the campaign is 100%. Now, when Siddique says 100%, he uses his hands, okay? Because like me, he's from outside of North America. North Americans don't use their hands when they speak. But you take the Europeans, the Middle Easterns, and everyone else, they use their hands. 100% customizable. 100. You would see my hand in the air right now saying 100% customizable based on your conversation style. So you get to choose the conversation. So it is a robotic human. It is a robot, but it's as human as can be. Now, what is it? It's a humanized SMS messaging system designed to engage your audience. Simple, okay? Get them Get them in, get them going, and get it done. That's what Peter says. I like that. Why ITR? Well, 3 years in the making, that doesn't mean anything. I'm telling you, it's Alex tested, and Alex is a pain in the ass. Alex is a pain in the ass at 2 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, or right before a hangout when I don't have the final version of my PowerPoint, which is version 3. I am a pain because I spoil my colleagues and my students. I want you to have nectar, not just juice. So, yes, it's 3 years in the making, but for the past year, it's Alex tested, all right? Humanized, okay? ITR communicates like you would in a typical conversation, mobile, SMS. What does SMS stand for, Siddique? I'm going to put you on the spot. What is it?
You know what? I technically don't know.
Look it up on Google. Who cares?
Short message service.
Who the hell cares? I'm sure Peter knows, but you know we don't. Peter, what's it called? SMS.
Short message service.
Short message. Service. It's kind of like WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. It's one of those stupid acronyms. Short message service. I was in Singapore in 2004. I was one of the first teachers of internet there. I was there with my partner Armin Morin back then, and I asked the people in Singapore. I said they were using SMS to fill a room of 650 people in Singapore. So I'm asking them, what is SMS? And I have 650, all of them Asian, are laughing at the American who's supposed to be the genius, because I'm asking, what the hell does SMS? I'd never heard of SMS. We didn't text the way the Asians text back then in Asia. This has been going on for years. But in the U.S., texting really didn't come to fruition until the past 6 or 7 years. Okay, and I think Steve Jobs had a lot to do with it with the iPhone, because BlackBerry's not very text-friendly, if you ask me. And then prospects often think that they are actually dealing with a real person, just like I did at a Ted McGrath event with Siddique. Okay, and then this is what it looks like. Okay, so it says, hi. It says, hi, my name is Peter. What is yours, please? Siddique. Thanks, Siddique. So that is filled in. My email is blank, blank, Gmail. What is yours, please? Siddique at, and then Siddique fills it out. So it's this is what's happening. It's going, hi, my name is Peter. What is yours? And then Siddique says, hi. Thanks, Siddique. He filled in the form. My email is, and then Peter gives his email. What is yours, please? Siddique says, Siddique at blah, blah, blah.com. Thanks, Siddique. I see your email address is Siddique at blank. What is your Skype ID? I mean, you can keep going on and on and on. I hope you're getting excited. You're not going to get sleep tonight. So let's dive right in. So, Siddique, this is your home. I have physically been there. You allowed a stranger to come into your home. Tell me about, I don't know if this, it looks like your home. Tell me about what this is right now. Someone is doing something on your badge. Tell me the response of what's happening.
I am in fact at Glenn Dietz's home. I was at a one-day workshop, and one of the audience from the from that small event, and they said, "Can I have your business card?" I said, "Sure. Here's my scan it." And she is scanning it live, and I have somebody take the picture.
So this is what happens again and again and again, and you actually draw a crowd because you don't have a business card at physical events. Is that true?
Absolutely. I do not have a business card for over 2 years already.
Okay, good. Now logging in, we go to our login, and we visit this link. Now, all of you should have a login. If you haven't gotten in already, there's no shame here. Okay, you can easily get in through the user interface that we provided in our single login. If you've changed your login password, there'll be a problem because we've made it so you only log into one members area and you get access to all of the apps that you purchase. So my.interactivetextresponse.com. When they click there, they see this login and password. Is that correct, Siddique?
That is correct.
Okay, very good. Stay unmuted. And then when you come in, I'm going to show you mine in a moment, but when you come in, you are going to see the home page, then you see settings, credits. Now, what are the credits? Speak to the credits just for a little bit. This causes confusion.
Credits mean as like a prepaid calling card, how many points you have, and every credit mean you can send one message. One message will cost you one credit.
Okay, very good. And then next is the logs, the live traffic in and out. What does that mean?
Logs mean anyone you are getting all the incoming and outgoing message, you can see it like a live stream what's happening.
Okay, and then if you can't see it, it says global air setting autoresponder. What does that mean?
you can have an autoresponder like we talk about Infusionsoft, Aweber, eye contact, or any other, and one thing is you can set up every on any campaigns. We will have many campaigns. All this goes to a global level autoresponder setting, and other could be you can have actually customize it to a specific campaign level. So if the campaign level is missing, it will global will take effect right away.
Okay, then export.
You export all the data, all the names, email, all the campaigns into your CSV file, like a Microsoft Excel file, and you can do it the way you want to treat that, to put into CRM, whatever you like.
Okay, so you can pull all the data from interactive text response, correct?
That is correct, yes.
All right, I think it's very user-friendly interface. The campaigns you'll see in mine support. There are help videos. And Peter, let's go to you now. For support and the help videos, how have you set up those help videos? Where did they come from? Was it guesswork, or was it based on hard-tested feedback you get from people?
The support section was created by me going through ITR and recording the steps of creating a campaign, creating how to add your autoresponder. And so I just went through and created screen share over-the-shoulder videos whilst I was creating campaigns for you to have a look at, and explaining the features of interactive text response. Okay,
very good. And then let's go back to the actual campaign. On the left-hand side here under campaigns, add a campaign, Siddique. So basically you add a campaign using a keyword because that's how this thing is triggered. Is that correct?
That is correct, because that's how the ITR knows which of the campaign you are running, and because every campaign could be different.
Okay, so here's what I want to tell you as you're watching this. Don't think the word campaign like you would with your current CRM, customer relationship management system. Infusionsoft is called a CRM, but it really isn't. Salesforce is a true CRM, right? But whatever email broadcast management system you use, it doesn't matter. I started back in 1994 with one shopping cart, if you remember that. And my first client was Rob Bell, who was the person who sold one shopping cart to web pros for millions of dollars. Okay, going back to those days, when we used to start a campaign, it was all about having an autoresponder and making sure you have all the autoresponder messages, et cetera, et cetera. A campaign here takes less than 5 minutes. If you're just starting, less than 10 minutes, 600 seconds. But it starts with one thing, a keyword. So think of a keyword because that's the trigger. So you keep the same phone number, but you have different keywords. Let me repeat. You keep the same phone number. So the phone number always remains the same. When you're printing your phone number, okay? Now, when I go to CEO Space where I'm faculty, or if I go to, I'm going to an event with Gary Henderson in Atlanta. Siddique, I'm coming in your direction. Hopefully we can see each other. I'm going to go there for a 3-day event. I'm a keynote speaker. This is on the front end of the card, but on the back end, this is called my See Me card. Now, the See Me card is a date and a time and a location where we're going to meet, and I'm actually doing a strategy session at the event. I'm selling them at the event, okay? No waiting to go home. So that's what I do. And I have people, rip off these cards, like copy it. I want you to just look at it. Take a picture of it. Take a picture right now. These are my 4 bullet points. That's me in a room. And then on the other side is the See Me. I can get you unstuck. That's what I do. That's my specialty. So there's a picture of me on stage with the conductor stand. Join me for a funnel blueprint session, or I can refer you to someone after the event. I make that distinction, and I hand this to them. But here's the most important thing. At the bottom, it says text funnel to 415-233-7726. You see how it has quotes in the funnel? You know how many problems I cause for Siddique by putting quotes? Because I don't like putting a word without quotes because people don't get it. So his badge doesn't have quotes. So Siddique made it because of me, because I'm a headache, is it works whether you put quotes or not in your marketing communications. Siddique, I want to get your smile because I know that was a pain in the ass. Ass is in the Bible, so I can say ass, A-S-S. It works with quotes or no quotes. True or true?
That is correct, absolutely. And thank you for asking, by the way. I could not have done it on my own,
Okay. Well, you are very good with problems. You don't get offended easily. That's why we're still friends, because I offend many people much faster. So you see here, there's a phone number. Now, the phone number stays the same. My phone number is always the same, 415-233-7726. It always, always, always stays the same. What changes is the keyword. So the keyword here is what? Funnel. I could have the keyword hope. I can have the keyword how. I can have any keyword I want. Okay? The point is, change your keyword. You have to constantly think of what is the keyword I want for my campaign. So let's go back to the screenshot. You're working off of keywords. Next, campaigns. Now, when you click on campaigns, you have what's called a title. And I have a title management system that's really cool. I title it of what type of campaign it is, and then you'll see in my management system, I put a dash and I put the keyword, you know, for the title, because it just reminds me. So why don't you describe, Siddique, what we're looking at right here? A unique title and keyword. Here's the keyword, but I actually put my keyword up here too with a dash so that when I'm scanning my titles, I know what keywords I'm dealing with. Tell me what you have here. Go for it.
That's exactly it should be, because you put title as a kind of description of that, so you kind of remind you what that is. Keyword is a one word, and many times when we have too many words, then we may not know exactly what that was. And if we are on the event, I put the whole event name and then put a dash and then put the word keyword next to it. So that's how we work. You work the same way, and I work the same way, because when I'm looking at all my campaigns, I can see it. Oh, this is this campaign, this is this campaign. Real is the keyword. That's how you're going to tell, like Alex was showing you, like a funnel to that number. That's what this hello is. We are going to show you that too.
So let's say if this were someone's account who's watching this Done For You Bootcamp,
yeah.
The phone number is irrelevant because it stays the same. What we're changing here is the title, and the keyword here is hello. Here's the first question. So after they've typed in, they being the prospect, after the prospect, we'll call him, how about the victim? Once the victim, or the volunteer, once the volunteer has typed in the keyword to the phone number hello, then the next thing that they see on their mobile phone is, hi, thanks for connecting, what's your first name? And then they type in their first name. So let's say they typed in the word Jay, J-A-Y, as in my good friend Jay Abraham. Question number 2 is, thanks Jay, please tell me your email. Then Jay would write J123@gmail.com. And then it would say, thanks, Jay. I'll be in touch shortly. Now, that's a 2-question campaign. You can have 3 questions, 10 questions, 1 question, no questions. It doesn't matter. The key is you get to decide. How many questions should you have? My response is always at least 1 to 2 questions. I like 3. I ask for their first name. I already have their mobile text. I've already got their mobile text. So I ask for their first name. I ask for their email address. Those are the 2 things that I ask for. First name and email address. And the 3rd question could be, please type in where we met, or type in the city where you live. It's less relevant. If I have their first name, which is less important than their email, then I have everything I need. This is just the opposite of what you do online. Online, you make mobile. We'll show you some online capture systems in a moment, but mobile becomes the option. Well, with Text Interactive, mobile is not the option. It's compulsory. Email becomes the option. Even if they don't complete this survey, you still have their mobile. So you can still email them. Or, sorry, you can still text them. See, it's such a habit. I say email as the default. So next we have campaigns. And under the campaign, this is where you spend most of your time. You have a customized campaign. That's this little sprocket you see. I'll show it with a much bigger screen. The title is here on the left-hand side. Then you have an edit feature, which are under actions. You have on and off, whether it's on or off. You get to turn it on or off. And this is my favorite feature of all. If you see it here, it's called duplicate. Okay? Now, duplicate means you take an existing campaign and you duplicate it. Siddique, let's talk about that for just a moment. What does duplicate mean? Let me put you on the full screen.
Duplicate means you copy all the questions and everything is copied, and what you add, it will copy, like a file save as in a Word document and Excel sheet. You're just duplicating what you already got in that campaign. Now your 90% work is already done. What you need to do is just change the keyword, change the question if you have to. Unless if you change the keyword, save, you're done with the new campaign right away.
Okay, very good. Now we're going to take a break. If you have any questions, come on live, and I will either call on you or come into the Hangout, and we will answer them one by one. So we have Nikki here, we have Dr. Tony, we have Morgana. Go ahead and, or Sven, If you have any questions, raise your hand and I'll call on you. Let me see you. Tony, I'm just going to pick on you. Look into the, you're looking into another camera. Look at the camera.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, questions, comments. Are we on fire with this thing? Is this amazing or what?
Yeah, you guys are on fire. This is really exciting. For me, the question that I'm sitting with right now is just trying to wrap my head around the specific campaign that I want to begin, just kind of formulating for to be able to put this into gear.
Okay, so the question Tony really is asking is, okay, Alex, that's great. We've just spent an hour on giving us some background and a big picture view. He's asking in a very polite way, how do I get started? How do I get started? What's my first campaign so I can actually monetize this or capture some mobile text numbers? Is that correct, Tony?
Got it.
Okay. All right, so let me answer that question, and then Siddique can add to it. So the first thing you want to ask yourself is, what are you already doing to capture email? Where are they going? Right? That's the first thing you want to ask yourself. What is the ethical bribe that you're sending them to, let's say the thank you page, because your mobile text number is going to replace your opt-in page. So that's the question you want to ask yourself, is not so much how do I get started, is what am I doing already in order to have this as an adjunct, not a replacement, but an adjunct. So Tony, I'm going to coach you and mentor you live. So where would I go to opt in for anything that you have as one of the key projects that you got going?
Well, right now I have just got Value Quiz live, and that's actually a new project that I'm working on, and so that's up on the web, and I'm not capturing anybody. I'm not sending anybody there yet.
Okay, but do you have anywhere online where you would be capturing email addresses?
Other than my website?
Yeah, your website. That's what I'm looking for.
Website? Okay.
Okay, so tell me where.
You can go to the Midwest.
The Midwest
Center.com.
The Midwest Center?
Or easier, just put in drtonyvictor.com.
Okay, drtonyvictor.com. All right, so I'm going to go there now, and I'm going to show everyone my screenshot, because we're going to do this in real time, because everyone is probably wondering the same thing. Okay, so here I am, and I'm at the Midwest Relationship Center, soon to be the Worldwide Relationship Center, if we have anything to do with it. And here, okay, my first comment is, if I want to opt in, I have plenty of choices, but if I want to enter your list, I know Imago and it's a new way to love. I know you just want a healthy relationship, but I want a healthy relationship with Tony. How do I get one? What do I do to opt in? Tell me where I would go.
You want to help me with that?
Right here we're on the home page.
Yeah, I'm scrolling so everyone is seeing it. So how do people opt in right now?
They email us.
By emailing us.
They're emailing you. Okay.
Right.
So then let me show.
Or calling us. Yeah.
That's fine. No problem. Okay. So let's say that you had an opt-in page where I can actually submit my email, which is called a squeeze page. Okay. We're squeezing out their email. Wherever that page is, okay, now that page is replacing the word that you're using for interactive text response. So after they emailed you for more stuff, what are you sending them as more information on you? Tony.
Right now what we're doing is each email we get, we respond to that email personally, and whatever their specific question is or their inquiry is.
Okay. Is there anything where you have an article or something of value? Because I'll go to Morgana in a moment. She can give us her page. Thank you, Morgana. But is there anywhere that you actually deliver content worthy of devotion of being read that I can go to?
Nothing that's automated right now.
All right. Well, you know what your core task is then, right?
Right.
So I want you to work with your coach. We've already assigned coaches. That's the first thing I'm going to give them marching orders to work with you on, is have a way to have an email capture. So, for example, if I go to, let me see, hangoutmarketingtraining.com. I go here, okay, there's a video at the top. It's 10 minutes. There's a button here that says you had me at hey, because that's the way I start my videos. Hey, I'm ready to get started. If I click that, I go to the very bottom, and then here's the first name. Okay, here's the primary email, and look at this. Look how disrespectful I am of mobile. It says, I don't know if you can see it. I'll make it a little bigger. It says mobile. Type in your mobile number. Optional. Optional. I mean, how? What? I mean, that's going to be a laughing stock. That's going to be a blooper pretty soon on movies. People are going to be laughing at me. Okay, so when I put optional, now this is the next level. This is above Tony, but this is not where I want you to go ultimately. But this is actually better than where most of you are. So whatever I'm giving them after this page, this is my opt-in page. Tony, say opt-in.
Opt-in.
Say squeeze.
Squeeze.
Squeeze. A squeeze page is what squeezes out an email address or any information. So I'm asking for 3 things. First name, email, and mobile number. I could very easily just ask for the email. But this happens to be, people already watched the Hangout, so this happens to be an order form. And the reason I've asked for this is because some people abort the shopping cart. They're about to purchase $2,000 product. So we make sure we contact them ASAP and we tell them, hey, what happened? How come you left? Is it something I did? I know it's not the way I smell because you're not near me. So we go after this process and we save it. But if this were a squeeze page, a normal squeeze page, then the thank you page would be the next page after this, and that's where your text interactive website would go. It would send them to the thank you page because you already squeezed out their email address and their mobile text, and the final thing is you're going to reward them with a website. So Tony, I'm going back to you now. Does that make sense on how to get started? You pick a campaign. It could be for your assessment. And then you make sure that you get them to the assessment, because just because you're going to the assessment doesn't mean you're getting their mobile number. The mobile is critical. Are you with me?
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right. So having 1,000 mobile numbers, and I'm going to say this, and it's going to be controversial, but that's what I do. Having 1,000 mobile numbers is more valuable today than having 10,000 email addresses. Let me repeat. Email addresses that opted in yesterday. I'll tell you why I can say that. Morgana, we're going to you next. Having 1,000 mobile numbers, which I have, is more valuable than 10,000 email. Why? First of all, my email rate is somewhere between 10 to 15%. My open rate for mobile is over 98%. Here's number 2. There's a delay between sending an email and them actually reading it. The delay on the mobile phone is about 15 minutes or less, sometimes within a minute. How can I say that? If I have a mobile number, this is, for most people, this is more sacred, I dare to say, and Tony, I'm saying it in front of you, this has more value than their spouse. I mean, I see people using this and their kids are around them, they're having dinner, they're actually texting, and their kid and their spouse is right there in front of them. In my family, this doesn't even go to the dinner table. We don't put it in the middle of the table. This doesn't even go there. In fact, you have to. I have a personal servant who finds me if there's an emergency because I don't even have my mobile number and my mobile phone with my kids. That's just what I choose to do. But so it's not a good time to market to me when I'm with my kids, which I will be this weekend. However, when I'm alone, this is with me at all times. Okay, so that's why I believe 1,000 mobile is better than 10,000 email. Now, why is that good news for you, Tony? I want you to look at the camera and say, why is that good news, Alex?
Why is that good news, Alex?
That's because you're starting from scratch.
Absolutely.
So all these other people are going down with the Titanic. You're already in the lifeboat, and you're saying, over here, over here. You know, you're saying, I'm building my mobile database. Mm-hmm. So I'm very happy with you. That's the way you get started. Give them something of value. And the second or third question is the website you're going to send them to get it after you got the mobile number and after you got the email address. Does that make sense, Tony?
It does, yes.
Okay, stay tuned. Morgana, you grace us and this Hangout. Talk to me. What is your question, or what would you like me to show on the screen?
My question is, how do I get people's mobile number after they're already in my list?
Okay, so that's a very good question, and it could be a few questions. I'll just clarify. After they've texted your mobile number with keyword, or after they are on your subscription list, on your email subscription list? What's the question?
Yeah, the question is, how do I get their number after they're on my subscription list?
Okay, good. The answer is the same way I did. So rather than giving them a link to click, your call to action is an ethical bribe, very valuable, could be a hangout on their mobile, or it could be something of value that they download, but tell them, text this and put it in the email, right? Or you can even put a QR code on an HTML, and if you have a list of 10,000, I guarantee, well, I can't guarantee return on investment. That would fly against what I believe in. The cost of inaction of doing that is you are losing people on this because you already have an email list. If you have 10,000 people on a list, you will scoop up 10% of those people within a month if you actively do a text interactive campaign. Is that clear?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, let me go to Siddique because he's itching to say something, I know. Do you have any comments on that?
You know, definitely I can add a little bit. Morgana, you do so much retreats and all over. I know you. We met on, you know, on the event. And whenever you want to do something new, say I'm starting a kind of inner circle, testing something for my close friends. Anyone who is really listening to you and clicking on your links, they are your close friends anyway. They are your part of your extended family. And I don't know if you're interested or not. If you're interested, tell them, text it to me, then I will see if enough people are interested, then I will do something. And then now you see, get them actually texting it to you because they want you to start something. They already know, like, and trust you.
This is for Morgana because Morgana is probably more advanced in the area of having a website and a database, and certainly Nikki Dealey is there too. The key here is you want to start converting your email list, which is not worth a lot today because of engagement, into your mobile list. So that's your first step. That's not Tony's first step because Tony's starting from scratch. So he's in the lifeboat, but we're all on the Titanic. I'm with you. I got thousands. So your goal now is to have a, we'll call it a transition program where you're building this inner circle, if you will, which is going to cost you a penny a piece, but you know you have deliverability of your mobile list. And then that could be your inner circle. That could be your beta launch group. You're going to find out who's most engaged on that. So that's the first step I would take. Create a beautiful ethical bribe and just give it to them via mobile text with a beautiful keyword that's very short and easy to remember, and just put it in an email that goes out. And there's no offer. There's a pure ethical product going out. Now, can you do this on Facebook? Yes or no?
Yes.
Can you do it on Twitter?
Totally.
Can you do it on Google+?
Yes.
You can do it anywhere.
There's one other thing is I have all these people who buy, I have hundreds and sometimes thousands of people who buy like a low-level product, my $99 product, and one of the bonuses is a live Q&A call, and as my email delivery has gone down, the show-ups on the live call have gone down. So what I want to know is how to get the mobile number of the people who already bought, or add that to the sale process so that I can make sure that they get the information for the call.
That's a very good question, and that will be the final question until we go through a 5-minute bathroom break. You can't add the mobile number to interactive text response. You can't do that because the FCC and other governing bodies disallow adding it on. Just like with eye contact, which I use, because I find it a lot more flexible than Infusionsoft, and deliverability is better than Infusionsoft in many cases. With eye contact, I can upload email. You can't upload mobile text to interactive text response. They actually have to either opt in with their text number online, or they have to text a word with their mobile device. So they can go online, and I'm going to show you that after we come back. That's how I make sure you guys all come back. It's kind of like
on the product delivery page to get the bonus Q&A called text blah blah blah.
You can do that, yes. And if they're already there, the only way to get them on the mobile is to either have them type it in online or to text it with their mobile, and we'll show you the ITR squeeze page. We'll show that after the break, so stay tuned for that. Okay, welcome back. Much better. All right, Sven, I'm going to go to you, buddy. You are all the way in Germany, and you are ahead of everyone else. I think you're one of my first international people who have moved ahead with interactive text response. You are IT savvy. In other words, you know your information technology. You're one of our head coaches handling folks who are tech dummies, you know, with our group, and you handle them, and you handle them extremely well. What's your impression so far of what your experience has been? You're on the big screen.
It's very, very easy. Once you get it, it just takes a few minutes. Then it's really set up easily, and what I really like most, you can test it. So you really see it on the screen, what's happening on the mobile device. So you have, yeah, you don't waste time just sending it with your real mobile. You just can do it online, and then you can tweak it until it really looks good. And I had the pleasure to meet with Peter online or via Skype, and he did a great support because I had the challenge with the 10 or 11-digit mobile number in Germany. So to wrap it up, it's easy to set up, and I'm really excited to see the results because you can use it everywhere. It's pretty easy, and it's a new feature in regards of technology.
It is.
And I've never seen it somewhere else.
No, I haven't. I haven't either. And all of you who want to be affiliate partners, I am not in the middle. You can have your direct affiliate partnerships with Siddique and with Peter. So there's not an intermediary. My job was to get it at the lowest cost possible because I already paid for your full year, right? So that was my job, and I did my job. And so any kind of affiliate relationship you want to resell it to your tribe, if you sell something, then that means you're going to end up using it, and that's where I'd like you to be an affiliate partner of theirs and reach out to Siddique in order to do that. I'm going to go Siddique now. Siddique, are you ready to get started again? Okay, very good. So I'm now going to go to a landing page, and I was on earlier with Dr. Tony, and I'm going to show you the squeeze page he doesn't even realize he has, and then I'll show you his squeeze page in a moment. But first, we're going to go to Siddique's real estate income. Let's go to Billionaire Mentor magazine. In Billionaire Mentor magazine, this is the most recent issue with Mark Harris and Jim Rohn. And this was an actual hangout I did with Mark. And then here, down below, it says, please provide your mobile number and click the button below, set me up for the magazine. So Siddique, speak to this for a moment because I'm using this online in order to get subscriptions for the magazine, which is available on YouTube, iTunes. So tell me more about this.
Okay, so they are reading one article. We gave them the teaser on the front so they can actually know they like the content. And we are telling them if you want to read this whole magazine, this issue and past issues and future 3 months issue, I'm going to give you for free. No cost. I'm not even asking for a credit card. No auto renewal of any nonsense. This is my ethical bribe. This is our ethical bribe. In return, I'm asking them, give me your cell phone number here, enter it here, and from here it goes to ITR. ITR goes to Infusionsoft. From Infusionsoft, it set up the logins automatically for them, and they get the login to the account. It's a kind of backdoor access to the magazine.
Yeah.
That's how we're going to collect subscribers who really like the message. They want to access it. If they don't want to give me the cell phone, which is okay, go ahead and buy it on iTunes for pay $9.99 every issue.
So this is people will ask me again and again and again, so I'm showing you. This is a version 1 website for Billionaire Mentor magazine. Okay, it's a digital magazine. I showed you the physical version where we had to have a few trees sacrifice themselves, and as they go through this page, we're not even complete with the page, but we're complete with the interview. There's a paid option where they can subscribe, and they have a 7-day free trial, and then there's a $10 bi-monthly subscription. All right. Now, there's the free option, get it for free and all the past issues, plus the next 3 months. Now, this is just filler copy. I'm going to change this. I'm showing you to this in the way I'm looking at it. This is the blueprint, and what I'm doing is it says no credit card required or nonsense of auto renewal of any kind. So this is Siddique's words. I'm going to be changing it. I happen to like that line. And then they're going to type in their phone number, their mobile number. So I would type in my area code and then my phone number, right? My mobile number. And then it says here your information is 100% private to us, will never be shared. with anyone, no credit card required, blah, blah, blah. It's available to download at the iTunes App Store. But this is the future, I believe, of the internet. And that future probably, if all of you don't get involved right away, and it's only me doing it, it'll take about a year or 2 years to develop. But this is the future opt-in box you're looking at. And it's probably going to look much prettier than this. My opt-in box I had in 1997 with Rob Bell looks like this, only it was for an email. Didn't ask for a first number here. This is the area code, right? The 1, and then there's different pluses. This is the +1, and then my area code for US. But this is the future, and I'm thrown back to 1997. When I was dealing with one shopping cart and helping them with that transaction. There's a lot of history being made. Now this one is one that we could show. This is Real Estate Income Strategies for Wealthy Real Estate Investor Magazine. These are contributors for that niche. What are we looking at here with Larry's webpage, Siddique?
So in every magazine, there's a 10 to 20 different contributors. They provide a content to us. They are the subject matter experts, thought leaders, or the CEOs of their companies. Their article is published. The moment it's published, we create a landing page specific to that contributor. In this case, Larry Goyen, who is a big real estate investor with a huge list. He is going to send to his list. We provide the swipe copy. Hey, mail it to your list. They land on this page, their list. And now they see his picture on that page. We didn't put a video yet. We will be replacing in the future for a video. So now they can see it's really for the friends of Larry Goyen's, and he is actually providing his crowd, inner circle, or people who know, like, and trust him, all the past issues of Real Estate Income Magazine and future 3 months issue in exchange for cell phone number.
Okay, and so bottom line is he's a contributor, and we're getting the magazine publisher is getting the opt-in, but you could very easily do this on any type of squeeze page. What is this one here? Real Estate Income. It looks like the same thing, but it says claim your free copy. What is this?
Yeah, it's like in a split testing, we should be testing everything what we do. One is they see the cell phone box right there, and here they don't know there's a cell phone box underneath it. When they click, and now there's opt-in box for that one. It's like a different way to test it. This format works at 90% time than the other one.
So this one is working better than the other one. You click it, and then the box comes up. Yes?
Yeah, that's it. It's like a shy yes first. You already know they raise the hand. Yeah. Now they see the box. Over there, you say, oh, I don't want to give my cell phone number yet,
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're going to go to the done for you. So we're logging in. So I want all of you to log in and for ITR, okay, interactive text response. And this is what it looks like under the hood. I already showed this to you. And we're going to create a very simple campaign. So the easiest way to create a campaign is go to campaigns here. And then we're going to add a campaign. I'm going to give you 20 minutes to do this, so pay attention. So we're going to go to campaigns, and I'll be live with you so that we can help and assist you as you go along. So you add a campaign, and then with the campaign, you're going to be asked for a title, a keyword, questions 1, 2, and you're going to fill this out, and we will assist you along the way. You can raise your hand and ask any questions as you're doing it on your own ITR account. In customizing the campaign, there's the little sprocket, as I showed you earlier. To edit the campaign is this little action edit button. Whether the campaign is on and off, this is irrelevant in the very beginning, but after you have a few campaigns, you want to duplicate the campaign. I will show you how I do it in my own before I let you loose, but this is duplicate. This is the most valuable thing ITR has. Let me go to Peter for a moment. Peter, if you're on, please make yourself seen. This duplicate feature, I think, is the most valuable thing. Where did you come up with that, if you're there?
Yeah, sorry, Alex. We came up with that because I did a bit of affiliate marketing a couple of years ago, and it was the case of when I have several different offers, and the questions were always the same. And obviously, we're all busy, and it's annoying to try and type out the questions again and again and again. And then I started thinking about speakers and presenters who go on a tour, and they might visit 6 or 7 or 8 cities. And provide 10 shows or whatever the case may be. So it would be easy enough just to set up. The presenter can simply click the duplicate button, change the keyword, keep the questions, and now he's collecting he knows from which event he's collected those opt-ins from.
So same question, but different keyword.
Correct.
Okay.
So you can you can change. So all you need to do is change the campaign title and the keyword, and you've got a brand new campaign set up.
All right, so when I'm in Poland and I'm speaking in front of 400 Poles, and I'm in Germany, I'm speaking in front of 600 Germans, each location could have the same questions because I'm giving them an ethical bribe or an offer from stage, but I know where they came from based on the Guerrilla Business Intensive I was teaching at the time. Is that what you're
Correct. That's what you're saying, because you'll have your list inside ITR. In Germany, you collected 200 opt-ins. Poland, you collected 300, and then you can serve content to them based on whatever that relationship you started with them.
Okay, and then Siddique, I'm going to go to you on this one. If I already have an email address and a name, ITR is very smart. It won't ask for that information again. Would you please convey what that means?
That is correct. Once you are on ITR, and it's like someone having in your address book. Every time somebody, like we just became a friend, now I have your name, email, and the cell phone number. Now next time, anytime you text it to me, I say, who is this, please? I say, what the hell are you doing here? I already know you. We get to know each other first, and right on the first date, and then after that, we have the option of where you can skip if the name and email already exist. Then I'm going to skip the name and email question and go to the third question directly. And I can always come back to you with your name directly because it's already in the system.
I want to be clear though that the other questions are still there for new people, but if they're already in the system, those questions don't show up because ITR is smart because it knows the phone number, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
All right, very good. It's a profound shift, and I use it all the time. Now, when you click on Customize, this little sprocket here, okay, just watch for a moment. What you get is this campaign. Siddique, talk us through it. Generate QR code, iframe, notification. What's that all about?
So for every campaign, one is like you have a text and this code and then the number. The second is the QR code, which is going to automate the whole thing. You click on QR code, it says generate, and then you see the QR code. You can put it on your web page, social media, wherever you want. The second one is first one is the view QR code. The second one is the generate QR code. So once you generate it first time, now you can view it. It's already there. It's saved automatically.
Every keyword has its own QR code, and that's what you're copying and pasting on Facebook or on your website or on your business cards, correct?
That is correct, yes.
And each QR code that the system is generating, it is a QR code generator that is assigned to the keyword as well, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Same phone number, but different keywords, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, then what's this iframe thing? Now you're getting into the realm of misunderstanding. How to create a web form opt-in for your site. What is the iframe?
iframe is where you are actually creating a code for to put on a website. The moment ago we showed them where they can enter your phone number here.
This one.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, that's it. This is the iframe code which the system will generate for each campaign. You can have a different iframe code altogether.
Okay, so that's automatically producing it, correct?
Absolutely. You copy paste and on the website you're done. Yeah.
Look, I know I said this before with the previous Done For You Bootcamp, but this bootcamp alone is worth the investment that everyone said yes to. Next, the notification. Let's click notification. What does that mean?
In a notification, like when somebody actually texts it to you, you want to be notified every time. So in your typical email, you are notified. Hey, who texted to you? What's their name? What's the email? What's the question? How they answered it? It's being notified via email to you as the owner of this account. See, if you want to be notified every time, just check that box. You're done.
Okay. So if you want to be notified, then you put the email here.
Yeah.
If you want to skip the name email request for existing leads, you make that checkbox.
Yeah, just one checkbox, you're done. That's it. Yeah.
And then if you have an autoresponder, you can check that as well. And
put the code here.
You put the code. Now, which is this code here?
In this example, I think he is showing from Infusionsoft code, but it could be any autoresponder code, whatever you have. Peter will work with you to actually make it happen for your campaign for 1, 2, 3, as many as you want, because you came as a done-for-you model.
All right. So I just want to make it really clear to see the value we have here. Ask your webmaster, Dr. Tony, go ahead and unmute yourself. I don't want you to mess with this at all. I want you simply to go to Sven and say, what the heck is Alex talking about, and then you'll be done, okay?
Okay.
All right, good. Okay, go ahead and mute yourself. That's how easy it is. So all this nonsense here, it's nonsense for you, if you're like me, because I go, what is that? Do I have to learn that? No, I don't have to learn that. Your webmaster or your coach. So let's test it, okay? So I want you to create a campaign. So I'm going to go into my existing, this is an ITR. This is my existing ITR account, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a campaign. So I click here, Siddique, correct? Add a campaign?
Where is your mouse?
Right here.
Yeah, add a campaign, that's correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I add a campaign, and here I'm going to title it Test DFY. So it's going to be called a Test Campaign DFY, which is done for you. Keyword is DFY. The question is ITR good or great? Okay? And that's it, right?
Yeah, you can ask their name because first time they may not even know who they are.
Okay, so how about question number one is, okay, what, thanks, it's Alex. Please type in your first name. Okay, then after I do that, what's the next thing?
Click on a question mark again to create a second question.
Okay, so look what I did. I just clicked on the question mark. It opened up a second question. Then I say, thanks. What do I do for the field?
Yeah, you see there is a little, at the end of the field, there's this one. Yeah, it says, click on that.
Okay.
That's answer one.
Okay, so thanks, answer one. I clicked on this little thing here, if you see it.
So what that really mean is whatever they answered on the first question, which they, like it could be, let's say, Dr. Tony, it could be Peter, it could be.
Let me do it again.
Yeah.
Let me do it again. So it's Alex. It's Alex. So you know it's me. Please, I'm going to make please even shorter. Please type your first name. Okay? And then I clicked on the question mark. I bring another question. Then I'm going to say, I'm going to thank him. Thanks. And then I click in this thing, which is answer one. Thanks, John. Thanks, Siddique. Okay? What's type your primary email. And then after that, I can type in answer number one, which is their name. Answer number two is their primary email. I don't care about that. I'll say, Alex, now go to, let me see, what can I give you? Marketing online, make it self-serving.com/event. Now RSVP at marketing online event. Okay? Now, here's what we're going to do. All of you are going to do this right now. So then I click submit, Siddique, correct?
That's yeah.
All right. So I click on submit. Now,
it's live. It's complete.
It's live. Well, I'm going to show everyone how this works. So I want everyone to grab their phones. All of you, grab your phone. And I want you to send a text. I'm giving you permission to grab your phone. You'll never have that permission again, okay? So grab your phone, your mobile phone, and I want you to text DFY. Text the letters DFY. I'm trying to write. That's why you can't multitask, okay? DFY. So text DFY. That's it. The letters to 415-233-7726. You do what I just did. Text this acronym DFY, that stands for Done For You, to this number here. Do that right now, and you will see the campaign I just created.
Alex, you want to do it? You want to do a skip name and email because some of these people may be already in your system?
Yeah, so let's go to skip name. So that's a very, very good point because I didn't know how to do that, so you're going to show me how to do it.
Absolutely.
So now I'm going to look for the most recent campaign. So here's the campaign. It says test campaign. It's done reverse chronological.
Yeah.
So what am I going to click on now, Siddique?
Second button, which is the configure, customize. Yeah.
Customize.
Yeah. Notifications.
Okay, so I click on notification.
Yeah.
And under notification, I'm going to put skipped email request for existing leads, correct?
Yeah, just submit. Yeah.
And then submit. Now I know how to do it, and Siddique does not have to get any more offensive Skype messages from me. Look how simple that is. And then let's see. And then now it's done. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's already done.
That's it.
All right. Great. So now I'll go back to. If I go back to home.
In fact, some other people want to see the phone number again.
Okay, the phone number. Let me go. The phone. Listen, I want all of you to remember this phone number is my phone number. Okay. So all I have to show you is keywords. 415-233-7726. What's wrong with you guys? I showed this thing for about 10 seconds. Come on. 415. And for Sven, that's 1. That's +1. 415-233-7726. I want you to know, all of you, it's costing me a penny for this. It's probably costing you more. Okay. So let's go to the maestro, Peter. Peter, I bet you all the hours that you've stayed up programming, all the BS you've had to deal with clients who keep complaining about the same crap, now it's all coming together. Are you just proud as can be watching this from wherever you are right now? What are your thoughts?
It's like you're in the delivery room and your baby's just been born. You spent so much time nurturing it, and now it's out there in the public. So you just hope that it can toddle along and grow and evolve as the customers improve and provide us with feedback. Well, that changes. It's just going to grow into a strapping young adult.
Okay, Peter said it's like you're in the delivery room and your baby is coming into the world. You know, your spouse is giving birth. Well, guess what? That makes me a marketing midwife. Okay, because I am assisting in this process. So I want all of you to go through that process. You know, type in on your mobile phone DFY to 415-233-7726, and then now go into your own ITR. We're going to stay here. We're going to wait for you. If you have any questions, just ask. Come on in to this hangout. But go ahead and type in your own campaign, and I want to get started on that basis, and I want to test it on my own mobile phone to see if it's working, because this is called a done-for-you workshop. Before we go on the next break, I want to make sure you have everyone here. You have everyone you could possibly yell at that it's not working, or that you can love that it is working. You have Siddique, and you have Peter, and you got me. Okay, so you got the messenger, you got the observer, and then you got the programmer. So you got everything and everybody you need to make this happen. Go in there, add a campaign, create a keyword, and then give us somewhere to go online. You already got mine, which was the RSVP for our hangout on Friday. Have fun with it, and I'm here. Peter, you have a question or a statement? Go for it.
Just wanted to let them know that the best way to test, if we can show them the test processing button, so that they can test and tweak whilst they're putting their campaign.
All right, here's what I'm going to do, Peter. I'm going to go into my Text Interactive, and you are now my eyes and ears. So where do I go?
Go to campaigns.
Okay, campaigns, up at the top.
Yes.
You mean, wait a minute, there's a navigation at the top too, campaigns. Okay, so I'll click that, yes.
Now go down to, on the left-hand side, you have a little thing called test processing.
Okay, so if you're dyslexic and you don't know left from right,
one down.
This is not where you want to go. This, where the box is, you want to go. So in the blue box, where do I go?
Test processing.
Test processing. So I click on test processing, yes?
And that is a simulation of a mobile phone, so you're not using any of your credits, so you can type in there DFY.
Okay, first of all, Peter, I didn't even know that this existed. Siddique, shame on you for not even showing it to me. So I'm going to type in DFY. Siddique knows that I don't have any time for this, but this is like, now I'm in the delivery room and I'm the baby. I'm actually the baby in the delivery room. All right, so I'm going to send, I'm going to click send. This is brilliant, man. And it says, it's Alex. Please type in your first name. So I'm going to type in my true first name, which is Ohan, by the way. Sven, that's Johann in German. So I'm going to type in Ohan. And in English, it's John, which is, by the way, the gift of God, if you look at the translation. At least my mother thinks so. Thanks, Ohan. Type in your primary email. I'm going to type in my non-primary email.
And this is also how you can test your autoresponder, because once you do this, ITR will send the information to your autoresponder.
Okay.
So that way you can know if that's all working.
Okay, then it says, now RSVP at marketingonline.com/event. That's what you are seeing on the phone. So if you want to test it out, you click on test, as Peter would say, processing, as Alex would say, processing, as I have no idea how Sven would say it, but it doesn't matter. What matters is you test the damn thing. So test it here, and you know, Peter does have a bias towards iPhones. Okay, so we can't. If you're an Android guy or gal, sorry about that. I'm an iPhone person, so we have a bias, but it is a very pretty interface. Steve Jobs said it's so pretty you want to lick the screen. Well, there it is. The DFY is the keyword. It's Alex. Please type in your first name. I typed in Ohan. Thanks, Ohan. Okay, type in your primary email, ohanalexmondosian@gmail.com. Okay, Ohan, that's the first capture up here. Now RSVP at, and then we stop. I could ostensibly go as long as I want, Peter. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Is that true or false?
That's correct. That's correct. And this is also when you do this testing and you get a funny, weird response from ITR, you know you need to go back into your campaigns. You might have mistyped something or something's not quite right, because this is the way you troubleshoot a campaign. So if you go to contact the help desk and you say, oh, I've done this, I just pulling my hair out, then we can just go in here and quickly fix it up for you.
All right, and then we'll go to support. So when we go to support, okay, so
That's
here we have videos. So please watch the videos, setting up an advanced campaign, setting up a basic campaign. These are all screen share videos, exporting your data, sending bulk SMS, how to do it. They're all here. Made me obsolete. Taking. Is that true?
I'm sorry, you just paused there for a minute. That's over the shoulder stuff.
All of this is here for the taking. How to use autoresponder function. Okay, all of this is here for everyone to observe, correct? And they can just watch the videos.
That's correct.
Okay, and then to assign multiple, AR stands for autoresponder lists. Please click here. Campaign creation. Okay, it's all written. Okay, so if you want the written format, there it is. And then, of course, Siddique gets special billing because Siddique brought ITR to me. And there's a video of Siddique. He looks younger there. That must have been a couple years ago. I'm just kidding. And then everything is here. Support at text, interactive text response. Support at interactive text response. That's where support is for ITR. That's how simple it is. And all the videos are here. Purchasing credit, generating QR code, sending bulk SMS, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to shut up now. You guys set up your campaigns. When you're done, please come into the Hangout, raise your hand, and let me make sure that you have it, because I'm going to show off. We're going to all do it together. Now, we have a very unique relationship here. I believe the mentoring relationship is far more sacred than coaching. If you're a coach, I don't mean to offend you. I believe mentoring is deeper. It lasts longer. And my mentoring students have been going, whether they pay me or not, all of them have, but whether they pay me or not, that relationship has gone on for a long, long time. And the thing about mentoring is you have to agree that you have a mentor. The mentor just can't say, I'm your mentor. You have to anoint the mentor by saying, you're my mentor. Well, we have a mentor and we have a mentee on this Hangout. Sven is the mentor and Dr. Tony is the mentee. Now, Dr. Tony ostensibly knows more about relationships than Sven does, because that's his job, but Sven knows a lot more about information technology. And so as far as the system goes, you had mentioned in our conversation inside the chat that the videos are quite good, and you're coming from my lineage, and I do really good tutorial videos. So tell us about that video experience if people haven't experienced it yet.
Okay, the videos are very short, but that's all you need. So it's not a long story, which is just not necessary and wasting time. It's really, I think, a maximum free of 5 minutes. and you get all you need to know, and you can just stop it and then apply it in your dashboard, and then keep going, and you're done. I would say I did not spend more than an hour to get everything done and tested. That's really cool.
Has this workshop brought any more clarity to the process at a big picture view that you may not have had before that you can share? If not, it's okay, but if yes, share it so that the other students can
Okay, what I got out of this training so far is a few more ways to use it. Like, I came up with the idea, if I have an ebook, I could put in the QR code there as well. So basically everything you are handing out, you should put your number, this text number, and your QR code.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting out of here.
I believe in my heart and in my head and with my hands that the future of book publishing is going to be keywords with text interactive numbers. Because when someone has a book, they have their phone with them. When someone has a book and they're reading it, they're not really in front of their screen. This used to be called the third screen. The first screen was your television. The second screen was, I have 3 of them here, was this thing, which was the computer screen, right? And you can't see the computer screen where the webcam is on, but I have 3 screens. So that was the second screen. And then what was called the third screen was this thing, the screen of your phone. And that today, I believe in my head, my heart, and with my hands, this is now the first screen. The majority of people reading your emails are reading it off of today's first screen. Now, you've seen me flip funnels, and I do things that are controversial because they just make me more money and allow me to send my kids to private school, okay? That's why I do it. I do it, you know, for my family, and I like to live comfortably. So it's not like you need to agree with what I'm doing. Just model it, because the thing that's most gratifying to me is when a student, or let's say a colleague who I've sponsored, what's that? That's when a colleague comes to me and says, can you get me on the stage? So let's take an example who has absolutely done this many, many times over, Brendan Bouchard. I got Brendan on stage for the first time he was ever on a public stage. He'd been on many college campus stages, but the first personal development stage, according to him, was the Mark Victor Hansen stage, which I was the master of ceremonies for over 4 years, and I did all of Mark's mega events using teleseminars. Now I would be doing Hangouts if he still did them. That's how I met Jack Canfield. That's how I met a lot of people. But I think there were over 14 events that I did, and probably generated maybe $2.5 million over the 4-year period. Very, very strong time period in between 2004 to 2007. And Brendan came to me. Back then, he was on college campuses. He was doing some consulting, and he was doing lectures to college students. And he had written a book, Life's Golden Ticket, and he was very good at getting sponsors to pay for stuff, but he hadn't got on stage yet. So he asked me if I could make a recommendation, which I did. He would have gotten on stage eventually anyway. But I got him on a few more Mark Victor Hansen stages, and I didn't create Brendan Bouchard. Brendan Bouchard created Brendan Bouchard, but I sponsored him. I was kind of like his sponsor. I did the same thing with Alexandria Brown. I got her on her first stage. She came to me in Atlanta, of all places, at a big seminar, and she said, you know, you need women on the stage. I said, no, we need someone who talks about e-zines. It's not about women or men. It's about the topic. So I told her at that point, she'd actually come to my 40th birthday in San Francisco, so we were close friends at the time. I said, Allie, just go to your list. You're the e-zine queen. Go to your list and tell them that it's your intention to generate X number of dollars in revenue, and that will, you know, give you the ability to get on the big seminar stage, which was at that time run by Armin Morin, and I was a chief facilitator because I was Armin's partner. So Allie got on stage, and rather than making it a woman thing, she made it a marketing thing, which was the right move. And look what happened to Allie. Now, this has very little to do with me. I'm a spark, let's say, or there's already a fire happening, and I'm heating up a different part, you know, of their marketing world. But there's nothing more gratifying than someone surpassing you. And I think it's fair to say that Allie and Brendan and many others have surpassed me, and that to me although it does bruise my ego, that to me is satisfaction. And so doing these things, like looking at Text Interactive, doing these things, looking at Value Quiz, or the upcoming VIP app, or Hangout Millionaire, or making outsourcing what outsourcing was meant to be, you know, like a big bang of content, and then you're #1 on Google. That's what we do. And I don't know how many commas come after your net worth, and I don't know if you even care, but it's nice to add a comma to what you're generating. Because when you do, you can serve many more people when there's an extra zero and even an extra comma, which is 3 zeros, because you have a lot more power in the world we live in. So I was just in Poland, and I asked them, I said, do you think you live in a third world economy or a first world economy? And they said somewhere in between. Well, the bottom line is, if they think they're somewhere between third world and first world, they're right. So I said, no matter where you think you are, why don't you just mentally picture that you're in a first world economy like the US? And your job now is not to learn marketing. Your job is to learn one of the 2 universal languages of business. And they said, well, what's that? I said, you have a choice. You can learn Mandarin or you can learn English. Polish is not a universal language for business. It's Mandarin or English. We're speaking English, not because I'm American, it's because that's one of the 2 universal languages. Mandarin is much harder for me to learn, and I don't plan on learning it, but do you know that Mandarin has its own eBay? Mandarin has its own Facebook. Mandarin has its own Google. Mandarin has its own Twitter. Mandarin in China, they have their own substructure because there are billions that are there. So you have a choice, English or Mandarin. My choice is English, and all the hands went up when I said English. They raised their hands. So now it was no longer, well, I can't speak English, so internet marketing won't work for me. It was now, I don't want to learn Mandarin. English is easier. I personally feel that was a stroke of genius on my part, so I'm kind of patting myself on the back because I'm sick and tired of students taking themselves out, and Sven is here as my witness, because they don't speak the language. Sven, you speak English properly. Don't we have a lot of German students? They have all the tools, but they refuse to learn English, and as a result, they took themselves out of the marketing game. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, that's a very good point, and I guess it's a kind of mentality. Germans, they like to have, or they suffer from perfectionism.
So, we know that. We know that. I was in Switzerland suffers from it too. It's mind-boggling. I mean, it's to the second the subway's coming, you know. So let's say that happens, but you can't really be really big online because Text Interactive is in English, right? It's not a Mandarin. But you got to be able to learn English. Would you agree with that? Absolutely.
And I actually decided to go with my next website in English instead of German, because I see a much huger market if you go in English than in your mother language, which is a very tiny one compared to the rest of the world.
Yeah, and by the way, .de, which is Germany, that is one of the top 5 most valuable domain extensions. .com, .net, .org. Well, .de is, I think, more valuable than .uk or .au, right? Because the Germans are very tech savvy, and no matter what the economy is there, .de is valuable, whether you know it or not. So, you can have both. You can have it in German, you can have it in English, but I tell people, take the money out of the English-speaking countries. Who wants to take money out of the United States? All the hands go up when I'm overseas. So, it doesn't matter if I'm in Pakistan, Poland, Milan, Italy, they all raise their hand. They want to make sure they fleece the Americans. So because I'm American, I say, okay, I'll buy something from you, but you got to talk to me in English. I don't understand Polish, okay? Other than dziękuję, and which is thank you, and dzień dobry, which is hello. Okay, that's the, and when I say it, and I say it with a nice accent, they go, wow, you know Polish. So let's move on. Siddique, have I not covered anything through this initial test?
I just want to make one remark, Alex.
Yeah, go ahead, Sven.
The great thing about the interactive text message thing is you can set up campaigns in your native language or in English or Mandarin, in any kind of languages, using the same numbers, and you can have, as I have, a German number and an English number and even a UK number. So that's a really cool thing. Perfect.
Why don't you speak more to that, because now you have some people who are interested, who this is not even relevant to, but because they're perfectionists. They want to know the capability of it. So speak to more of that. How is that possible to do it in German?
It was about a short communication with Peter, and then he set it up. That's it.
Okay, so German speaking, English speaking, whatever speaking, there's no excuse. Text interactive. Let's go to Siddique, because I'm sure now we're going to be speaking in the native tongue of Pakistan. Anything that you want to cover before we move on to the next test processing, which we just did?
Let's go on to test processing. I think we are good, and they want to see it, and we want to look into their accounts.
Right. Well, we did it. We already did a test process. So test processing, like I showed you before, is in the blue box on the left-hand side, and when you click test process, this phone comes up. And the phone is the phone that I showed you in real time in my own members area for ITR. So, hi, thanks for connecting. What is your first name? You're testing it. So you type in Peter. Thanks, Peter. Please tell me your email. You type in the email. Thanks, Peter. I will be in touch shortly. So this is a test to see if it's working. Siddique, you want to comment on this, any?
This is a better, by the way, and I'm learning at the same time while we are kind of quote-unquote teaching. We are all in this together, because I didn't really use this area much. I used a few times, but not as a primary. But now I know instead of me asking Peter, hey, can you do this for me, I'm going to do it myself.
Well, here's why it's so important. I didn't know it existed either, because you know why? Because you didn't know.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
So if you don't know, then I don't know. And Peter is the, you know, it's like telling a secret to a friend, and then by the 20th friend, it's only hi. So the cool thing about the test processing is you get to experience the user experience. See if it's natural. See if it's flowing. Peter, I'm going to come to you. This is your stroke of genius. I think test processing is the most, you and I don't know each other that well, but I'm telling you, I don't say this often. You can ask Siddique. I think it is the most brilliant and ingenious user interface application you have inside a members area, because you're actually consuming the member experience in real time. Where did the idea come from, and how did you perfect it?
Exactly that. The problem we were experiencing is that every time we created a campaign, we would have to go to our cell phones or mobile phones to test that it was working. And when you use your phone, you're costing your credits going in and out. And for someone like Sven, who might be paying a little bit more for his credits because of his location in Germany, that customer's not going to want to test or know that their campaign is live without testing it themselves. So you as a customer want to know that it's working, and you want to know that it's working live. So we created that little application in there just to act like a normal cell phone, so that you as the customer or the owner of ITR know that that campaign is live and it's working as it should.
Okay, bottom line is you're saving us money to test it, and we're not spending money to test it. That's exactly the bottom line.
Bottom line.
Okay, so the bottom line is the bottom line.
Correct.
All right, very good. So this is what we wanted you to do. Create a simple lead capture campaign. So Dr. Tony or Morgana or Nikki, whoever is watching right now, Virginia, here's a sample. Welcome, put your business name. What's your name, please? Okay? And then there's that little toggle on the right-hand side that puts this in, which is answer. That's their first name. After what's your name, please? You're asking for the call to action. What's your name? So this ends up becoming the answer. So it says, if I put down Alex, then it'd say, Alex, what is your email, please? Now, whether you say, please, what's your email, or what's your email, please, this is the template we want you to work with. You're going to have the PowerPoint if for any reason I didn't go slow enough. I think I'm going at a tortoise pace, and remember, the hare lost, the tortoise won, according to Aesop. Next, thank you. Here is your gift, and we recommend that you do a URL. Okay? It's always good to send them somewhere. This is your thank you page. What you don't want to do is send them to your opt-in page. Why don't you want to send them to your opt-in page, Alex? Because they've already opted in. If they got this far, you have their first name, you have their email. So this is circumventing. That's a fancy word with bypassing, sidestepping, going around the opt-in. You've already gotten the damn opt-in, and what used to be optional, you now have as compulsory. Who gives a crap whether you get their first name and email? As far as I'm concerned, now I'm swearing because I'm really excited. What I care about is I got their mobile number, for Christ's sake. I got their mobile number. I mean, people right now are rolling over in their graves. Only if I lived 5 more years to have this access. Marketers who died in the early 20th century, David Ogilvy is, I don't think, no longer alive. He's probably saying, oh my gosh, why did they not invent this in my day? Maxwell Sackheim is saying, if I only had this for the Book of the Month Club. Victor Schwab is saying, how to win friends and influence people. That's a great headline I wrote, but I wish I had text interactive. Okay? Robert Collier is saying, now I can finally go into the conversation in my prospect's mind. Robert Collier wrote the Robert Collier letter book. All these are living legends of people who are no longer living on earth, but are smiling with their arms crossed, looking down like this, very upset at us because they didn't have access to this, and you are living now, and I hope you live to many years from now. You have something that you can start building your mobile database. So take advantage of it and make sure that you utilize it as many ways possible. The only reason that your mobile text database is not growing is you're not focused on it. Okay? I can take the palm of my hand, put it underneath the sun in Death Valley or the Sahara Desert, and it won't burn. It won't burn a whole, you won't see smoke coming out and burn flesh because the sun is not concentrated enough. But take an ordinary 50-cent magnifying glass and put it above the palm of my hand like this, and that concentrated sun ray goes in and my flesh will burn. I've done it with leaves, not with my hands. I'm not that stupid, but I've done it with leaves and wood and everything else. We're talking about concentrate and focus and building your database. The moment you get your first text, tell your mentor. The moment you get your first opt-in mobile, tell your mentor. Then your goal is to get your second. When you get your second, that's another victory. When you get your fourth, that's another victory. When you get your eighth, that's another victory. In the beginning, you have to celebrate more often because you want to stay focused. When you get 16, then 32, and your next goal is 64. I'm at 1,400 right now. My goal is 2,400. My celebrations are farther and farther apart, but I'm in this game. I want to transform my email database to my mobile database because I want to make more money in the gold that's there. Okay? That's not unpolished diamonds, folks. We're not polishing diamonds. Okay? There are real diamonds there. You just don't have access to them. They're in the sand. They're just acres of diamonds waiting. They're pre-polished, cut, ready to go. I'm not talking about getting raw diamonds out of the earth like they do in South Africa. I'm talking about they're already there. You just have to transfer those people from your email database to your mobile or start going mobile. All right, let's go with questions, okay, because I just gave a 3-minute soapbox. I think we're ready for questions. Morgana, do you have any questions? You're on the big screen. Love her smile. Love it. All right, go for it.
Thank you. No questions.
Okay, good. Dr. Tony, the man, you waited so long to build your email database. Now we have a brand new technology to build your mobile database. Any questions?
Yeah, one question. How do we do the hyperlink for the URL?
How do you do the hyperlink for the URL? So I'm going to go to Sven because all you do is type in http:// and then the link. So Sven, he wants to do a hyperlink. You're his mentor. What would you tell him? You're coaching in real time now.
We forgot to do the colon.
No, it's really easy. You go to your squeeze page, for example, the link you have already, just copy it and then put it in your settings in a thank you line in the dashboard of the interactive text message. That's all you have to do.
Paste and copy is always better.
Yeah, it's always good. Remember, the colon is critical. The dashes are critical, right? You absolutely have to put that because it's just a machine and it's taking orders. So if it's not working, it's because the human side of it didn't put in the right stuff. So is it working now for you, Tony? Yes or no?
I think it will be.
It again.
Becky's testing it now.
Okay, very good. And then make sure it's a live link. That's what's beautiful. We are sending live links to people. I mean, it's incredible. You just tap your phone, and then the whole website comes up. Morgana, you're up.
I thought I heard someone say that we put a link to a squeeze page, but haven't they already squeezed in? Wouldn't we just give them the gift?
Yeah, you heard me say, do not send them to your squeeze page.
Okay.
You've already squeezed out the name. Send them to your thank you page. Right? Do not. Okay? Do not think of the Golden Gate Bridge. Don't. Don't think of that beautiful orange span of over a mile that I'm about to go over with my children in about 3 hours. Do not think of the fog coming over the hills. There you go. So I know better than to say do not. All right? So here's what I'm going to say. Rewind. Make sure that the call to action goes to your thank you page. Let me repeat. Make sure your call to action goes to your thank you page. Okay, Siddique, more comments.
You are doing amazing, and I think that Dr. Tony is actually running the live campaign. I was amazed how you transformed him from with no opt-in page on his website to getting an ITR opt-in happening right in real time. If Dr. Tony can do it, his mentor is live, we're all live seeing in action.
Dr. Tony is the standard. If Dr. Tony can do it, we all can do it. Actually, all Dr. Tony needs to do is with a patient or a prospect, you say, look, will you get out your mobile phone? Okay, I want you just to text this word, and let's say the word is hope. Text this word to this phone number. Do it now. I want you to see me do it, right? So the person does it. Now, after the person does it, the person has gone into Dr. Tony's interactive text response mobile database. Dr. Tony now just has the keys to the kingdom. And I'm going to tell you, Dr. Tony has been the sacrificial lamb for all of us today, me included, and Siddique, and he's a very good, he has such high self-esteem. Thank God I'm picking on him and not someone else. But he's been the one that sets the standard, like, okay, well, I forgot the colon. I put the colon back in. Now it's working. So right before your very eyes, this is what's called a done-for-you workshop. The reason it's a victory for me personally is I do believe in continuing education, but I believe continuing education can be improved with done-for-you boot camps like this, and this is our second one. I do believe in email marketing, but I believe that email marketing can be improved with mobile marketing. People in Asia and overseas have been doing it for years. We're late to the party on this. Siddique, would you agree with that? Yes or no?
Absolutely, that is correct. Yeah, because over there the phone call was so expensive, and text message and missed call or something that all they use because of they're living within the means, and because that was a cheaper option. They were doing it way ahead than this first world, quote unquote, first world.
There you go. All right, and Nikki Dealey's saying is, and Nikki, I want to hear you if I can. I don't know if you're available, but she's talking all over the place in our chat, and everyone is thanking each other. They're trialoguing in our chat. I tell you, I feel like I have arrived because done for you boot camps is not the future; it's the present of the way people can be taught. It's kind of like reading the book with you. I wanted, when I was a kid, I wanted a partner who would read a book with me, and we would go page by page and talk about each page in the book. That's exactly what we're doing right now. Right now, I have a partner like that, which I'm very blessed for. So it's like we're reading the book in real time, and we are having a conversation about what we just read, and in this case, did. All right, so let's say that we just brought you back from your first campaign. Now we're going to demonstrate an advanced campaign. Now, this is about interactivity. And interactive activity, according to this definition, means that questions can be changed based on the answers given. Think about it. This allows you to give information based on what the user wants, not what you think they need. I know where that line came from. Okay, so you're giving what the user wants, not what you think they need. Most marketers are narcissists. They think they know what their people need. Well, I'm sorry, narcissism doesn't work in real life. What works in real life is empathy. And empathy is feeling with them, not for them, right? So it also means that you can send a bulk SMS to only those people who want that information. Now, I just muted out Nikki. Nikki, can you unmute yourself and talk because I don't see your face, but go ahead and unmute yourself again. See if we can get your beautiful voice in. Are you there?
I think so.
You are. Okay, you've been typing. Tell me what you think of all this stuff, because I can't see you. I don't know if you have a webcam, but we can hear you. Talk to me.
Well, first, I think you're doing a fabulous job. I was on your boot camp last week, and you are doing a fabulous job. You're very easy to understand and to follow, and everyone on your team is amazing.
That's right. Siddique said it improperly last time. He said amazing, but remember, I have to course correct. It's amazing with 3 S's. So Nikki, questions or comments in addition to thank you for the job that we're doing. It's your first go at this, but you have a very successful business. Do you see the applications here?
Yes, in fact, we have been doing this because I saw the trend of texting, and like you, I've had Infusionsoft and Aweber and all this stuff over the years, and like Morgana was asking earlier, well, how do I convert my email list into a text database? Well, we're internet marketers, so what we did was we offered a free mobile site, and then we gave them a free listing to a community, a private community, and lots of our databases, small businesses. So we gave them an unethical bribe to join our community so they could have a listing in the directory. But when they came to that membership site or that community, of course, they could upgrade to the different types of listings, and so we also made it into an income stream as well.
Yeah, so you're talking ethical bribery, which is a basic process in marketing where we're assigning value to something. If they see that the bribe, which is ethical, is valued more than the mobile number they're giving you, and
Right.
and then you maintain their privacy and keep their promises, then you're utilizing very creative ways to convert that email into a mobile database. Now, one other thing that I've seen, Nikki, that I'm doing now is I tell them, please give your friends and colleagues this phone number and this keyword to people who will not even see this email because it wasn't open, it wasn't delivered, or they're not on my database. And that's another way to get people to opt in. That is a lot easier than telling people to forward the email to someone else online, because they don't even need an email address. All they do need is a mobile number. So that's another tip that you can utilize, is don't forget to tell them to pass it on to friends and colleagues, and all of a sudden your phone number and your keyword becomes valuable if you're giving something of value back like you are, Nikki.
Yes, and I'll tell you, thank you so much. That's a great idea. I just spoke to Minuteman Press yesterday because I'm going to an event in October, and I was asking her, I need about 2,000 cards. I love what Siddique mentioned today with his name tag, and I'm going to go a step further. I'm actually going to be in Silicon Valley in October with Brendan Burchard. I'm one of his certified high-performance coaches, and he's having an event there. But it's going to be chilly, and I'm going to put that QR code in the back of my little jacket, and we're bringing 5 teammates from Dealing Media there because I'm training them to be executives. So they're going with me. I'm going to have that QR code on the back of our hoodie jackets because it's always cold at events. And I'm going to do a postcard like you, Alex, and have a hangout at Brendan's event. So I did a screenshot of your postcard, so thank you.
Well, you are welcome. I'm actually going to Brendan's World's Greatest Speaking event that he and 2 other people put on every single year. It's down in Santa Clara. And while I'm going to be at the event, I'm sending my kids to Great America Amusement Park, so they can get exhausted there, and then they'll come home very hungry, and I can feed them. We're going to stay down in Santa Clara for the next couple of days, so that's where I'm headed after my hangout. There's one thing I want to make really clear to everybody, and that is this. I'm going to change my lower third right now because not nearly enough people do this. If I change my lower third and I type in something like text, I'm doing that right now, text funnel to 415-233-7726. I'm gonna type in something else. Type how. Okay. So check this out. So right now I just changed my lower third, if you can see it, and it says text how to 415-233-7726. Can we have a lower third like this? Of course we can. Can you be shamelessly, don't hear the shame part, shamelessly, can you be actually with a clear conscience, how's that, promoting your mobile database on a Hangout just with a simple lower third, just like I'm doing? I just changed lower thirds. So if you have your people doing your Fiverr, this is going to change. Look at my lower third. I just got rid of it for some reason. Gosh darn it. I just erased it. But check this out. Okay, claim your strategy session. Why should I do that with a website? Why can't I do it with a text number? So if you're watching me right now, I think the future of lower thirds is text and words versus having to put your domain. Now, here's another thing. On my BMW, I have a BMW convertible. It gets a lot of attention, and it has this little back window that comes up. And on the back window, it says marketingonline.com. And so I make that a tax-deductible, transportation vehicle as a result. But why can't I put a magnet or at least a sticker on my car? Say, would you like to add a digital division to your business? Text, and then I put the word digital to 415-233-7726. Wherever I'm driving, it's a local call, and they're texting with their mobile number. And then right underneath that, I'll put a little sign that says, don't text and drive, which of course they will. So there are so many different ways you can make this work, and I want to come to now our next, thank you for that, Nikki. I want to come to the advanced, which is having a conversation with someone, which is sending them bulk SMS. So this task will take about 30 minutes. You can do it on your own. Siddique, actually, why don't I go to Peter on this one? Peter, why don't you tell us what we're seeing here, okay?
Right, Alex. What this is an if then do this sort of campaign. So an if that, then do this.
Alex, show the screen so that way we don't see Peter, but we can see the screen.
I'm showing the screen. We're delayed a bit.
Yeah, that's fine. So what you're just seeing is the keyword, and this is like a funnel. So did you enjoy your meal? Yes. If they answered yes, then you would serve, great, what was the best part? And then thanks, here is a coupon for your next visit. All right? But if that person said no, then, oh, that's a shame. Please tell us how to improve. And then you can send thanks for your feedback. A manager will call you shortly. That's just a very simple advanced campaign. Obviously, the idea is there is you're out for a meal. You don't want to get a bad Yelp recommendation. So by having this in place, then that disgruntled customer can receive a call from the manager straight away and have the problem sorted out.
Okay.
So but I'm going to get you, Alex, since you're a customer of mine, I'm going to get you to do an advanced campaign online, and it's going to take you no time at all.
Okay. So are you gonna get me to do that right now?
Yeah, let's show them how. So open up your ITR.
Okay. So I'm gonna go to ITR. I lost the other one. Text.
Because we're going to modify your DFY campaign really quickly.
Let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to go to campaigns. So let me put my screenshot so that you see it. This is in real time. This is called DFY in real time. All right, so here I'm in campaigns.
And I want you to go to the last campaign you just created.
Okay, let me make the screen a little bigger. I'm very proud of myself that I can make the screen bigger. Okay, so here I am.
And now I want you to click on Edit. Edit, which is the first icon on the right.
The first
that one there.
This one.
The one that one there. Yep, right there.
Okay, it says Edit Selection. So I click on that.
Okay, now where you've got question 2.
Question number 2, yes.
I want you to click on the blue question mark.
Click on the blue question mark.
Right, and you're going to add in there, do you have a Skype ID? Why, yes or no?
Siddique, you're making Siddique very jealous right now because he's the only one who has the right to teach me, but you're teaching me in real time. Do you have a Skype ID? Yes or no? Okay?
Right. Now, see the little green arrow forky thing that you see next to the blue question mark?
The green arrow forky thing, I see it.
Push that.
Okay, so I'm going to push the little green arrow forky thing here. Yes?
And now, this is the response that you're expecting from the answer to that question. So you've asked, is it yes or no? So if they say equally yes, so you would type the word in yes in the box next to it.
So yes. Yes?
Correct, and then you've got the green forky thing again.
Yes.
You might want to press that again.
Yes.
Now we're thinking about how the customer will respond. Will they respond with the word yes, or will they just put this letter Y? So you might just put the letter Y there.
Okay.
Okay, then you want to add another expected response, which is no. So click on the green arrow again, so you put no. And again, N for no.
Quick learner here.
Right, so now we're going to submit that.
Submit.
Yep. Now here's some magic that you get to see. Now we're going to add another campaign. Go to add campaign.
Add a campaign.
Yep.
Yep.
And what we're going to do now is going to write the responses if they say the word yes. Okay, so the title you might want to put Skype yes, because that's the answer you want.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, just bear with me. It looks a bit confusing. Now, in this box here, you see that little icon to the right of the field?
This?
Yes, press that.
Okay. Child.
What that's done is created a child. See, the main campaign is a parent campaign. Then the question and answers underneath are a sub-campaign or a child campaign.
Got it.
So in this case, they've said yes to Skype. So go to question 1. So just go to question 1. Say, great. What is your? My ID is this. What is yours?
My Skype ID is
whatever.
Alex. This is for everybody. What's yours?
Great. And then you can put, they've answered that question. I'll answer with a Skype ID, so that's fine. So you can go to the thank you question now and say, just go to the thank you question.
Yes.
Great, we'll be connecting with you soon, or this is your gift, whatever you wanted to say. Great, talk to you soon.
Can't wait to connect on Skype.
Correct. So now we're going to submit that.
Submit.
Yep. Okay. Now if you scroll down on the bottom, it'll come clear in a minute.
No, I'm laughing because I'm looking at Morgana's crown. Okay. Keep going.
Okay. So there's a new campaign.
Distract me, okay? Okay.
Skype, yes.
All right,
now we're going to create a new campaign, so go to add campaign again.
Add campaign, another one.
Yeah, you'll see it all in a minute.
Add campaign, title.
This is Skype no. So they've said no to your question, right?
Skype no.
Okay.
No.
And then the keyword, you're going to put the child again, so click on the, go back up and put the child.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, now go, oh, that's a shame. My LinkedIn is whatever. What is your LinkedIn? So you might want to ask a different contact address or some other method.
Okay.
Let's just say my LinkedIn is X. What is yours? Y, just for the sake of the argument. Great, and then you say thanks or connect with you soon.
I like to end in a question mark. Submit.
Yeah. Submit. Now, we go back to the original campaign of the DFY.
Okay. DFY.
So edit. Now, scroll down. Now, see we've got the none next to the word yes.
It did all the work for me, right?
I want you to click on the none arrow thing, the box next to it, you know, where it says none?
None.
Right. Yep, go down a bit. Where it says none. Click on that arrow.
None, yes. Here.
So there's equally yes. Right there. That's it. Click there. Right. Click it.
Click Skype yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Again for that one, because it's a positive thing, yes, Y, because it could be Y. So Skype yes, then you would go no.
Okay. So
now
yes, yes, no, no.
All right, submit it.
Submit. Come back to the recording, all of you, to watch this. Siddique is learning in real time. He's going to call up Peter after we're done saying, why didn't you show me this before? Okay. I know Siddique.
Oh, you're my client. Let's teach you.
What
so
else?
now, if you scroll to the bottom.
Yes. Yes.
You'll see how Skype Yes and Skype Yo has moved across to the right.
Yes. So
that's now showing that's active.
That's a child. In other words, it's an active
campaign.
child.
So if you go to test processing now, you can actually test this whole thing.
Okay, so let's go to test processing. So test processing.
Type your DFY in.
Okay, first, Alex, please type in your first name, John. That's what I wanted my name to be. Okay, thanks, John. Type in your primary email, john@gmail.com. Do you have a Skype ID?
Let's say yes, for example.
Yes. Great.
See how it's changed the question?
My Skype ID is alex.mondosian. What's yours? John.Gregory, which is my pen name. Okay, can't wait to connect on Skype. Speak soon.
So if you answer no to that second question, then that LinkedIn question will be asked.
Okay.
And so forth and so forth.
All right, so let's test process again. DFY.
Unfortunately, you have to do the name, email address again because it's acting in real time.
That's okay. Behavior never lies. I don't ever take anything for face value. Alex, please type in your first name. Let's put my mother, Carol. Thanks, Carol. Type in your email. I don't have one, Alex. Okay, well, I'll make one. I'll make sure that you do. Carol, 123 at Gmail. She still doesn't know what I do, Peter.
Mm-hmm.
She thinks I'm a thief or something. Do you have a Skype ID? Well, no, I don't. That's a shame. My LinkedIn is X. What's yours? Why? Connect with you soon? Awesome.
No, I've got something else to show you now.
Oh, now you're gloating. You're gloating.
I'm sorry for gloating, but I just think this is cool. This is my baby. I'm teaching you.
You deserve it. You've delivered your second baby so far. It's twins. It's twins.
Let's go to bulk SMS.
Bulk SMS. Okay, bulk SMS.
On the left-hand side.
I'm there.
Now, do you see all those? You can see that there's all those phone numbers, etc. there.
Yeah.
If you scroll down on the select campaign side.
Select campaign side.
Scroll in the box, grey box. Scroll all the way to the bottom.
Yes. See
now, if you click on Skype Yes.
Skype Yes.
On the left-hand side. Now, that's obviously a number that ITO has created, but say in your whole lead gathering campaign, you collected a whole lot of people who are on Skype.
Yeah.
So you now got all their Skype IDs. You might have 40,000 people who've given you their Skype ID. So you could only text them directly yourself because they're interested in Skype. So you might send them a Skype product or a Skype training or Skype something. But you wouldn't send it to the people who didn't have Skype because that would annoy them. So you can see how it's differentiated the campaign. So that you can.
We're going to call this surgical. We're going to call it surgical marketing.
That's the word I was looking for. So I just wanted to show you that real quick.
Okay. Well, I'm in shock right now at the power of this. Is there anything else for you to show me before I go back to the training?
No, you've been a very good student. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm a better student than a teacher, actually. Okay. So this is the concept. Keyword, what's your name, what's your email, blah, blah, blah. You will see this PowerPoint. What we have covered, viewing logs and export leads, creating a simple campaign, adding an autoresponder, creating QR codes, how to create an advanced campaign, bulk SMS, how to integrate to your business. Remember, it's support.jvgenius.com. That's a help desk. For Skype, call and play. CALLN, just the N, play. Anytime my status is green, just ask. Only dumb question is the one that's not asked. Ask Wile E. Coyote. He'll tell you. The Roadrunner never wins, except on television. I mean, the Roadrunner always wins. I want to be Wile E. Coyote. I want to have something that beats the Roadrunner. I think Peter just created it. So, questions. We are done. No one ever complained about a speech too short. We are 15 minutes early. So, who has the first question? Siddique. Are you saying goodbye or you have a question?
I have a question.
Okay, good. Siddique, and the question goes to Siddique.
Okay, thank you so much, Peter. I want to take this opportunity to show me finally how this damn works. I only knew certain parts because I, just like Alex, I only use certain things. I did not know about test processing well, and the advanced. I know this feature exists, but I had no clue how to set up myself. So thank you publicly. I'm acknowledging you. You showed it all. Now you got me the remaining 0.01%, which I always have a doubt in myself how I'm going to use this one, even though I am a very, very early adopter. Okay. So congrats to you and to your family supporting you to make this happen. You got something really, really big here. Alex, if you have a 2 minute for me, and I'm going to share a little story which will finish and start and finish on time, and that's really big for someone who is writing a book. I know you mentioned about like a book reads and book club and how to read a book with someone and page by page. That's the application of an ITR. Do I have your permission to share?
You do. You're so excited you're creating content out of thin air, so I have to let you go. Go for it.
Okay. One of our close friend, I would not mention the name, you know that, we know that person common. He called me a few months ago. He said, Siddique, you can't believe it. I wrote the book. It's a 50,000 people downloaded. I have a 80, the Amazon reviews, from those virtual tours, how big that deal is. And I said, okay, what you're expecting me to say? And he says, oh, I'm just sharing the success. I said, congrats, but I do have a few simple questions for you. I knew the answers already. You don't ask any question to anybody if you don't know the answer. Is that right? So I asked him a question. Do you know who bought your book? What's the answer usually? No, because they're buying from Amazon. They don't know who is reading. And by the way, you don't know, you have a 50,000 number. You don't know who is buying the book. Number one problem. Number two is, who is reading the book? He said, I don't know, they paid for it. I said, yeah, that's like $1, $2, $3. Who cares about the dollar? Can you read a book with your reader on a mass level and millions of people? Imagine that. And you already know the answer because we showed it to you from a magazine standpoint. Now I'm going to show you as an author, you can actually read a book with your buyer. One page at a time, one chapter at a time. Here's how you do it. You put the same QR code, which you already know. You put the same text to this number at the end of every chapter. Hey, congrats, you finished the chapter 1. Now you text it to this number, which is just another keyword. I'm going to give you this, whatever the like an ethical bribe or rewarding someone to read a chapter 1. Now chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 20, whatever. Now you know from your 50,000 people, 5,000 people actually finish your book. They are your tribe, not the people who finished the chapter 1. They don't know. Now you can push them to read it, go to the chapter 2. You can talk to them in a completely different way. There's someone who just finished the chapter 1 and someone who finished the chapter 20 already. Because your language pattern to everyone is different. If someone just finished the chapter 1, you say, yeah, you already bought the book, you already finished the chapter 1, and here's what we are going to cover in the chapter 2. Why not just start the chapter 2? It's a completely different word versus someone who finished the book. Thank you so much. You believe into your message. I want to hear from you. They are your inner circle. They are your tribe. That's the engagement world. And you can actually have them. If you imagine 20,000 people have your people who finished your book. Now you launch the book and make a New York Times bestseller. But I know I'm not the expert, so don't put my numbers on this one. Someone shared with me a trusted source. If you sell 11,000 books in 1 week, you become on the New York Times bestseller list. If you have 20,000 people who read your Amazon book and they already finished it, you ask them, hey, I'm going to launch this book on big one. I just saved the date for that 1 week. I'm going to ask for help in a certain week. You tell them months in advance, weeks in advance. What they do is they just go ahead and buy the book from a bookstore. How simple is that? People spend from a $30,000 to a few $100,000 to make that campaign with many other experts who do it for a living. I respect them. However, why not you have your own little army? You already believe into your message. They will do virtually anything for you to actually make it happen. That's my message. That's another application for anyone who is writing a book. Book doesn't have to be hardcover. Book doesn't have to be paperback. Book can be digital. It could be Kindle. It could be ebook. It could be anything. I'm done.
Very good. And if you want more insight on that, you can reach out to Siddique and ask him. As we finish this, let's start with the final word. What's the final word for this done for you? hangout and workshop. Let's go to Sven.
I have, before we start the final word, I have 10 more seconds. I want to give a gift to anyone who watched this one and have not even taken any action. If you put me on a full screen, I'm going to share.
You're full screen right now.
Okay, thank you. You see this number underneath?
No.
You see this?
Can't see.
If I'm on a full screen, you can see it. The text, code.
The screens underneath the
code text.
Yeah, the video screens underneath may be covering it. So the text is text the word code.
Yeah.
And give the phone number.
415. Okay, you can see this. I have an old-fashioned. You can do it like this when the technology fails.
There you go.
Text code CODE to 415-233-7726.
I know that number.
Yeah, I know you know the number. In case you are from outside of US and Canada, what you want to do is do a +1 or a 011, whatever is from your country to actually text it out to US. +1 415-233-7726. What I'm going to do is I'm going to allow you to read this magazine on a website and on iTunes absolutely for free. All the past issues where we have featured really big names. I'm not going to tell any name because I want you to actually experience yourself. Go inside. The moment you text it, I'm going to ask your name. You already know that. I'm going to ask your email. Then I'm going to send it to Alex in Infusionsoft, so he will have the information inside the Infusionsoft. And right from there, we are going to create your username and password, all 100% on automation, and send you the login. And then you can actually read all the magazines on your iPhone. If you don't know the iPhone, it looks like this. Mine is the old one. Or even on iPad, doesn't matter. You can read all the magazines for free using the same login which we created from this ITR. All 100% automation. There's no human intervention involved. Why I'm sharing you with this? First, I'm going to gift because you spent like 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours with us. So it's a real value. Thank you so much for listening to us. And because we are here to give you and add more value to you, what you do, and actually learning never stops. It keep going. Alex knows too much about this. In fact, I learned from him, so that's why I'm using this word. And the number 2 is we want to engage with you forever, because that's, if you like this one, this is just a starting point. Alex, go.
Okay. We have people wearing crowns, wearing hats. We're going crazy, and I think this is good. This is a different kind of, unlike getting kind of punchy at night. I think we're getting punchy during the day. I have 9 minutes before my next call, so let's do final word, and we'll start with Sven. What's the final word?
My final word is action.
Action. Very good. Peter, we always have a final word. Mohammed, Siddique, what's your final word?
Engagement.
Engagement. Very nice. Morgana, final word.
Oh, damn Siddique. Mine is engagement.
Engagement. Very good. Well, listen, anything 2 of is better than 1, all right? Dr. Tony, what's your final word?
Becky's is unbelievable.
Okay, and what's yours?
I'm going to say amazing.
Amazing. Very good. In an English accent, no doubt. Peter, what's your final word?
Education.
Education. Nicely done, and well done today on the PowerPoint. Nikki, I've unmuted you. Final word.
Amazing!
With the S's, thank you. Here's my final word. It may sound boring, but it's not easy. But here's the word. Here's the word. Simple. Simple is about wisdom. Simple is about logical. Simple is routine, but it doesn't mean it's easy.
Right.
And if it were my way, easy. Now, why do I say that? It's because right now you have untapped potential you're looking at. It's up to you the moment you hang up from this hangout that you start building your mobile text database. It's up to you and your coaches and mentors who are going to be hounding you. How big is your mobile database? We don't even have to ask how engaged your list is, because mobile database marketing is already a built-in engagement of 98% open rates and engagement within 0 to 15 minutes. We already know that. But with an email database, we have to ask, what's your open rate? And most people still ask, how big is your list? It's irrelevant. Irrelevant. So rather than working with 10%, 15%, or 20% of your hard work, why not potentialize and work with 99% of your work? There's no such thing as 100%. There is. It's called the final breath, okay? But I'd rather work with over 90% than with working with around 10%, and that's what this has been about. This has been a very urgent problem that I hope is ringing true for you. Congratulations. Keep going. You have the mentorship, and your mentor will start hounding you starting next week. How big is your mobile database? We'll see, and let's have fun building our databases. It's simple, but it's not easy. This is Alex Mondosian for Done For You Workshop number 2. It's a wrap, and we did it in less than 3 hours. I'll talk to you soon. All good.